thing.
We brought that up on the show, and I was told that was weird that I don't do that
That you don't.
by the other guys.
That you don't.
Don't go down on a girl during a period.
I don't think it's weird to
No,
down.
I don't think there's anything weird in not wanting to do
Well,
that.
talk to
But I don't think
Campbell.
it's like the most disgusting thing ever.
No.
But no, I
That's
wouldn't.
a
Look, if I
personal
was a
thing.
lesbian, I would not go down on a girl who had a period, if it was a heavy period.
No.
But at the same time,
If it was just a little bit.
well, if it's just a little bit, but also,
Drips and jabs.
you can pleasure someone without coming in contact with the period. If they've cleaned themselves,
the
they can be on the
thing.
period.
That's the
They can have a tampon, and you can
yeah.
still like go for the clearance.
Yeah.
This is a great conversation, but
No, that's true though.
That's a good idea.
I just think it's weird that they think it's weird that you don't want that all up in your business.
Well,
Well, I think it's
depends on how
very
you say it.
intimate, you know? It's a very intimate thing to
There's
share
intimate,
that.
but then there's
oral sex.
period blood on your face.
You probably wouldn't do it on a first date.
No,
Wait for the second. Don't be a hussy. Give away your period blood. There was that big theme in the 80s and 90s of eating the placenta and bringing the protein and the iron back to the woman.
yeah.
This woman made lasagna with it.
I've heard. Yeah,
There's
that's
recipes online.
Yeah,
It's quite tasty.
that's a thing for hippies to do.
I think it's anyone. It's a delicacy.
It's,
I just couldn't eat lasagna.
it tastes like liver, wouldn't it? Or kidney.
I can't imagine it actually really tasting that. It's more the mind thing than anything. At the end of the day, like, we eat bloody animal stuff all the time. It's just your own stuff.
I think it's quite a delicacy in China because of the one child per family rule.
They know they only get one shot at it.
Yeah. Well, they abort so many babies that they have heaps of leftover placentas
Oh,
to just use.
yeah, because there's all that infanticide. That's so awful. They shouldn't.
So it's
tell
a
them.
lot cheaper to buy placenta meals over there than here.
You can. Oh my god. I thought this was just like something that like.
No, I mean, because I think some of the in the pheasant
in
community you can get a
Chinese,
good
so-
price for it. For them, you get a good price. It's only like 5 cents
Then
for
again,
us.
yeah.
Just in the Chinese medicine, I think.
I guess anything goes in poverty-stricken
Aborted
areas. Hello. Oh, just in time, Campbell. But there's this one thing, and it's
We've
talking
already
about
dug
how
in.
before a woman
hot
goes,
topics.
before a man, a boy who's becoming a man can go out alone, his mother must smear her juices all over his face.
That poor child.
So that when he goes around, well,
it's worth a movie.
the done thing.
What if I walked into? So what you would do, it was a sort of hangover. It wasn't really hangover. It was while you were drunk, wasn't it? It wasn't a hangover food. It was
It
while
was
you
like
were drunk.
you picked up the ingredients on the way home from the pub from a 24-hour servo.
Yes. Okay. So what you would do? Imagine I've presented it to you because that's how it started, wasn't it? It was.
Why don't you just
I think it was a
present it?
surprise.
Yeah, I think it was called a rap surprise because the first time someone did it, everyone else didn't know what they were to expect.
What they were doing. All right. So presenting to you while you're drunk or sobering up, a great big bowl, quite a deep bowl, full of steaming ravioli, canned ravioli, steaming. You know, the sauce, probably cheese grated through it. You're eating it, and then you hit something, right? Start scraping away. There's a whole cooked meat pie underneath. It's like a pie floater, but with ravioli. It was pretty, and then you open it up, and then there's all meat coming through, and
Yeah,
that used to be our
We should
thing.
have a,
Rav surprise.
meat surprise dinner party
Oh, just
or a
all sorts of
competition.
things.
Everyone has to bring
surprise something in
a
it.
Rav surprise, and you have to
Surprise us.
think of something that will surprise people.
I would have. I think
Butt
that would be
plug.
awesome.
Like a placenta, as we were discussing in the pre-show.
Oh,
Because we're classy.
boo.
Well, it'll be cooked nice.
Are you a sexist? Misogynist?
As a woman,
You don't want to talk about women's placentas? What's
Hey, I requested a lotus birth, and the doctor said it's too late for that. And I went, oh.
What's a lotus bird?
Oh, now who's the misogynist? Woo! Now who's down with women's issues? Me, baby, me.
What is it? I'll just Google it so you can.
Oh, God damn it. All right, fine. I'll tell you what a lotus birth is. It's where you don't cut the umbilical cord and you let the placenta fall off by itself naturally over a course of a couple of days.
That would be inconvenient.
Of course,
And-
you would request that, given that you're not the one giving birth, and so the baby's attached then to the placenta.
You understand how a placenta works,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So the umbilical cord's... So the baby's birthed. The umbilical cord is still
Really
attached.
condescending.
No. I'm just just for basics for those at
Well,
home.
how many babies have you had? He's had at least one.
That's a really
No, he
sensitive
hasn't.
question.
He has been a party to a birth, but
Okay,
he has not had
so
a baby.
child comes
Well, see,
out.
I've never.
Child comes
watched
out,
a
umbilical
birth
cord's
live,
out.
so-
It's awful.
Umbilical is still
Well,
attached, and it's still attached to the placenta. Then you have the kind of second birth where the placenta is
Yeah.
released. Usually, once the baby comes out, straight away you snip the umbilical cord, clip it, and then you take care of the baby. But with the lotus birth, you keep it attached, and you then wait for the placenta to come out, and then you wrap the placenta in like a muslin or something, and then you keep them together until
how can
the
you eat
umbilical
it?
cord.
It would dry.
No,
out.
you can't. You can't eat it if you've done a lotus birth.
To what end?
Does the babies keep eating it?
Yes,
Would it go rancid?
the placenta keeps doing things, and the baby keeps drawing nutrients out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it can draw nutrients out of it, even though no nutrients from the mother's body are.
No, there's still goodness in the
Just
placenta.
getting the last.
That's why you
drag.
eat it.
Yeah, the last dregs.
Well, I don't get to eat it.
But
because
there's
the
some
baby's eating
cultures
it.
that
We haven't had
keep the
children.
placenta, and it's like a twin for the baby. Not growing up, like they store it like it's like a heirloom thing. Or they like embalm it or put it in a jar or
Did
something.
you keep the umbilical cord for stem cell stuff?
No,
You
we
can
didn't.
donate it, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think we did.
I think
no.
you meant to keep it in case they need it later, and you freeze it in case
No, I
in 10
think it
years'
was
time.
really.
they
I
have
think
to
it was
eat
really
Handy.
expensive, and we were like, oh, we can't really afford that.
Sorry, Naz.
No, yeah, no. Your parents are on welfare.
There was this life-saving thing that they could have saved when you were born, but
and we just kind of went, meh.
they're like, no, let's
We'll
get a six
flat
pack.
screen
I
TV.
The government, you should get a little package where you're born. You get a little freezer
fridge.
cell for your umbilical cord, like your own sort of domain name, like naz.com.
Naz stem
And,
You get a jar for the placenta,
yeah.
and you get one of the
give them a
purple books.
password so Darrows can't try and steal.
Yeah, it'd be very important. Welcome to Fanging Around.
And maybe a little account, like sort of like the Internet Archive, a little account for you so you can upload stuff for your
I thought you meant like a
document
one of
your
those,
history, like a little diary.
Commonwealth little kids starter saver accounts.
Little Tucker account.
Oh, you could do that as well. But I don't think that Commonwealth's not government owned anymore, is it?
Yeah. Which one did you have? Did you have the Kangaroo Creek Gang, or did you have the Dolomites?
Kangaroo-
Dolomites.
I had Dolomites.
What was Dolomite?
My brother and sister had Kangaroo Creek.
Yeah, I had kangaroo. It was forced upon me, so I don't know what a Dolomite is, but I always hear about it.
That was Commonwealth?
I remember choosing because the Dolomites
Kangaroo
had a
was
little
Commonwealth,
Velcro pouch on the book to put your...
Velcro.
We got a
Um,
Velcro pouch,
things,
I will say. So
Yeah,
maybe
but
you got...
you're probably younger than me.
So that was like the
Back in the
battle-
day,
branding
Kangaroo
battle,
Creek-
wasn't
I'm an
it?
86
Kangaroo Creek
baby.
couldn't afford... Yeah, so I think I remember the children a couple of years below me was...
It was a dodgy, Darrow-looking ragtag bunch of native Australian animals. They really had no use.
I've still
having
got
a
my...
bank account.
I don't know if I still got the original. I've got my one that I had till I was 17. And
The
then
great
My mum
bank
had
I
wars
kept
of the
turning
80s.
up into the place, and they're
With
like,
your
you
Kangaroo.
don't need that anymore. You can just dump it in the ATM. I'm like, oh...
Devastated.
Context, in Australia, in primary school, you had to pick a bank, didn't you?
Pretty much. I think the banks came to your school and said, "Hey kids, who do you think's cooler,
Yeah.
Kangaroo
Eating the
Creek
capitalist urge
Yeah.
early on.
or Dolomites,
Yeah.
which were like space aliens?"
Oh, I
But
would have totally got it.
Kangaroo Creek was R&R, which is our state bank, so it would have been
Yeah.
only people in Western Australia. So
Oh. You know, I think I went Kangaroo Creek. I honestly can't remember. It must have been Kangaroo
I
Creek.
didn't care about
But I remember
Australian animals.
I remember
would've
going
got
to the bank
space.
with you once, and you went to Westpac. So
Yeah.
you've changed banks since.
You're so
Yeah, I guess.
disloyal.
I have no idea what happened. Well,
I'm
who was
still with
Dolomites?
Bankwest.
Still got the same
I
account.
think they were Commonwealth.
I'm going to have a little bit.
Oh, they were both. No, Kangaroo Creek was R&I. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Oh, okay.
Which
I
is
wonder if
now
there's a great
Bankwest.
wiki page all about them.
I'm sure the Dolomites probably might still exist.
I want to see it. I'm going to Google it because I'm...
We should ring.
If you're a kid listening to us talk about
or if you work for Commonwealth Bank.
girls
All those
fisting
banging
dogs,
around
just
children
email us in. to
fans.
tell us,
Could we get a rep from Commonwealth Bank on?
I know some hot Commonwealth Bank reps.
Really?
One that I actually know, the other one I stalked for a while.
Can we talk about your stalking? seems
Emma
to be
Watson.
Well,
every
it depends who you talk to. Fred defines stalking as Googling someone's name. And
after you've
Some people
after
say-
you've processed a transaction from them at work and
Yeah.
written down their credit card name.
no,
and then gone home.
he
God, you've got
classifies.
a pretty
Most
rigid
people
set of
online
standards.
say
Yeah.
if you go
So
past the
uptight.
third page on Google, that's stalking, right? But
I would say tracking down their home
I say
address.
if you just look at the first 3 results, that's not stalking.
Oh, on me, that would be a waste of time because
Do you do an
I'm
image search?
a country music
What if
star
you get an-
or a black basketball player.
Oh, really?
You're
Nothing
amazing.
comes up when
I
you
am
look for me.
awesome.
I've
Campbell White.
done an internet bleach of myself.
Really?
Yep. It's like anal bleaching, but on
You
the
got rid of
internet.
quality event.
It's all
Because
gone.
over time, Campbell
No,
had
you haven't.
started
it
to
was
weather and
damaging the brand.
Quality event was not
started
done.
to
It's on your
brown and
website.
discolour
Like
and
this
so-
is my project.
Oh my god! I just found a picture.
It's like history. If you're deleting now.
I just found one of your old haircuts.
I do sometimes think we should delete James and Carol's ladies, or at least make it private.
Oh, that was my... That doesn't even have the fluorescent yellow stripes that were through it.
Oh wow!
That was when I was in San Francisco and I was headhunted.
What you've got on the Google image search?
You
I was-
look like you belong in Wayne's World.
I know, it's pretty Wayne's World. It's a mullet. It is a mullet.
was that
I was
just 'cause
in-
you were overseas?
Oh, no. I was living in San Francisco and I was in
wow.
American Apparel, I think. No, I was in Urban Outfitters. And someone said to me, do you want to be a hair model? And I was just like,
Oh my god!
really? And they were like, yeah, do you want to do some hair modeling? I work for Vidal Sassoon. And I was like, okay.
You're like one of the pioneers of like hipster hairstyles in Australia.
Oh, yeah. So there was that. It had, like a dead straight fringe. It was really long at the back because my hair was really long. And then it had these 2 fluorescent yellow stripes at the front. They were actually really cool. And they straightened my hair, so it looked amazing. But my hair's got a natural bit of curl to it.
Where's your professional modelling shot of it?
I actually bailed on it because they were really rude to Liz, who also got a haircut. And she was like, fuck this. And so I was like, okay.
So I guess
Tell Liz, she's robbed the world of a chance to
I
see.
know, of the greatest hair model.
But having
this
said
world
that,
has
they
ever
were
seen.
rude to her.
I know, so fuck them.
So good for you for
Yeah.
supporting her.
I know. But when they were rude to her, she started walking off and it was like, come on, we're going. And I was midway through.
Mid-haircut.
Oh, no, I was midway through because it was for the show. And I was midway through getting my hair shampooed. And I was sitting there and I was like, are we going right now? And
I
she's
wanna
like,
high-five
I'm going.
her.
You need to go with me now. And I was like... And the girl finished rinsing my hair and I walked out. And I was like...
That is hilarious.
It was really tense because I was like, I just want to get my... I don't want to walk out on the street with a head full of shampoo.
Oh, but if you love
There's
it,
a
you
better
will.
shot on my other website probably of it in its fluorescent yellow glory.
Most of the stuff that comes up is your art.
Yeah,
Damn it,
yeah.
Campbell. We want to see your haircuts.
Yeah, we should probably make James and Ladies Campbell's or whatever it was called.
I don't think it has the last names on. So I've never seen people
We should probably
Google
make it private,
us
though.
and arrive at
Well,
that
now that
page.
it's on, now that we've spoken about it on the Fangin' Around,
Oh,
we should
right.
probably get rid of it. So, anyway, welcome to Fangin' Around again. This is James. To my left is... Oh, I'm Campbell. To my left is... What? No, you do it. You do it better than I do.
Sorry.
Just get on with it.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, we're recording an episode of Fang Around here online, chimishfem.com. I'm James, and to my left,
Is Campbell.
And to-
Oh, no.
sorry,
Sorry, you go.
and to Campbell's left is,
Natalie.
and going around the circle is,
Julie.
That sounded kind of dirty.
And to Julie's left.
Julie.
Did you say it
We're
sounded
back at
dirty?
James.
I'm back at James. Yeah.
Going around the circle. I don't know.
Not,
It sounded a bit dirty. Would anyone like a carbonated liquid?
Yes, please.
Oh, well, here's one. Oh, no, I drunk from that one. Did you know Schweppes invented carbonated liquids?
Really?
Apparently. Schwepp. No, his name was Schwepp. At least that's what it claims on the bottle. Do you believe it?
So the rest of the world needs to thank us for their truth
I thought he
decay.
invented Schweppes essence.
Well,
Schwepper
I think that is carbonation, Schweppescence.
Should have kept the patent on it. Man, look at SodaStream.
I know, what a fool. Maybe you couldn't patent things like that. Maybe it was an idea that just had had its time or whatever. How do you say it? Jules, would you like one?
This is
Would you like bubbles
for
in
the
your white
record
wine?
books. This is episode 37.
Champagne.
Recording this on the 4th of February 2013.
Then you top it up with a bit of vodka. to even out the alcohol content. So,
Listener mail.
do we have any?
We got one in from Rob.
Was that the complaint?
Yes.
Thanks, Rob.
That was like,
What was his complaint?
why some people don't sound
His
as good as
complaint
others?
was, I want to hear more of Nat and Jules in
Yeah.
the morning.
Hey, Rob. How you
Jules
going?
In the morning.
In the morning.
So we're working on that. I also have a new mix of things. The other one blew up, so I'm still working that out. But
We're working on it because Julie and I are sitting closer to
Yeah.
the microphone.
that
We're
just
working
helps
on
the
that.
basics by not having to record the neighbours.
It's got a lot of dials on it.
Probably heard my
So
laugh and
mix
been
it.
like, oh, God.
It's already.
step
I think it's
back.
already broken.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. I don't even understand.
You're such a professional.
Well, I read the instruction book and I worked it all out day one. Then I got drunk and then I forgot. So, I'm not even exaggerating.
Why is it okay for Campbell to laugh?
About what? Because I'm leaning back. You see at the distance?
Yeah,
You got to hear a little bit
it's
of
not
it.
I just
going-
laughed right in as we were talking.
but he says, hey, I think for the first time ever, I actually like a podcast. I'm loving it.
Oh.
Love.
He
Love.
introduced
Slow
himself,
down.
but I probably shouldn't give out his information, but you can read it in the email, guys, if you want to read it.
Are there attached photos?
Just going to print it out on a big
But yeah,
canvas
thanks,
screen.
Rob, for writing in.
We should go down to Officeworks and get a big canvas.
Yeah.
for that.
Just put little hearts
This is
on
love. He did say, "This is love. This is love. Is this love that I'm feeling?"
there. Baby, me.
Tazra sent us an email. Thanks. We love your emails.
So he's still going
Tazra.
strong.
He's still alive.
Okay, good.
Or right has. And, he's getting meta now because he actually says from Tazra at the end. So, whoa.
Even better. He's adopted his nickname. We have two regular Ryans that listen. One's from Tasmania, and so he's Tazra. We call him
And one's from Belfast, so he's Belra.
Belfast.
Belra.
As he's in Belfast listening
Yeah.
to our exotic accents.
Belra sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons name.
I think we even have a third Ryan that
yeah.
listens, but he hasn't written in, so we can't give him a
third
nickname.
Don't be shy,
Ryan.
third Ryan.
Yeah, let us know where you're from, and we'll give you a classy nickname.
Always room in our lives for a third Ryan.
You cannot get enough.
Tazra says, "Hello, Fangers. What is cracking? The internet literally
What's
blew."
biting? That's what he should say. He's a
Love
fangers.
Fangin, yeah. The internet literally blew the F up this week over the Giovanni Plowman incident. I was wondering if you guys
Giovanna?
had
Oh,
Giovanna
Yeah.
Plowman.
Giovanna Plowman.
I was wondering if you guys had seen the video and what your opinions of it are. Here's a link or a copy of the video. Yes.
sounds like Dracula.
Can I just say,
Yeah,
every
we're
time
fangers around. We're fanging around.
Every time I found a link of Tampon Girl, I would then have to do another search because they kept taking
Content
these
removed.
videos down, so they kept being removed. So I had to.
What is so disgusting about a woman eating her own menstrual?
It's feminine empowerment, you know?
Isn't it?
No, she didn't look very strong
Guys, just
doing
gonna
it.
be really,
Oh, she seemed pretty
gonna be really highbrow
Did you
here
watch
and quote Jermaine Greer.
Oh,
If
did
you-
she
Because
chime in on this?
No, many years ago in the 70s.
She did it.
She said her famous quote, Jermaine Greer, famous feminist, is, if you think you're emancipated, you might consider the idea of tasting your menstrual blood. If it makes you sick, you've got a long way to go, baby. So she's been saying for years before Giovanna came around,
Yeah.
hey, if you're a real
Jermaine.
feminist, you need to drink your own menstrual blood.
Suck on it.
To which I would say, I'm not that keen to
Wow.
enter that club.
But
Sucking on my period like
I remember.
I do think it is a lot of fuss, though. I wouldn't do it, but it is a lot of a fuss about it.
How? But it's not. It's not particularly graphic, surely. As in,
It's not.
You don't see the whole exit of the tampon.
No, you
and-
see her reach down and pull
Well, you
it
can't
out.
because she's 15.
Is she 15?
She's 15. That's why when the
Oh.
video started, I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Am I going to be arrested for
I
this?"
didn't know that. We probably shouldn't even be talking about this.
Well, no, there's nothing graphic, which is why so many people think it's a fake because it just appears.
Well, it's like the Two Girls, One Cup. What's the provenance, really?
Well, at least you see the origin.
Maybe she's just being modest. She didn't want to get a vajayjay out on TV.
Yeah, she sounds like a very modest person. Demure.
But she's using it quite well for publicity. She's on Twitter going, yeah, check me out.
She's having a Twitter war with
A
Dog
tweet
Girl.
off.
We were talking about this.
So
Because-
Who's Dog Girl?
Oh, let me find her again. Well, Dog Girl, I'll find her name, but she had sex with a dog. That's her claim to fame.
Stepping it up.
Yeah.
Who are we going to have next week?
Well, they've been like just pretty much. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Yeah.
have they been baiting each other?
The
Why don't they team up?
Oh my God.
your powers combined.
It's like Voltron.
That's
Come
what I was
on.
saying earlier. Like, they could get a female dog and put a tampon in her.
That would be animal
Then
cruelty.
take it out, suck it, and then bang the dog at the same time.
Well, because... No, that would be animal cruelty because the female dog is being penetrated. Mm-hmm. It is not necessarily animal cruelty if there's a male dog who is...
Oh, hold on. Is this,
This
why
was
you
this
were?
comment-
Is this
this
why?
is-
Oh, I came in
They're
late
saying-
to this conversation.
Okay,
because you were saying, is it illegal? Is it illegal? So you're suggesting perhaps dog on woman action, male animal on female human action might be all right.
I'm not saying it's all right.
No, what you're saying, male human
No, male
dog.
male animal.
Yeah.
If an aroused dog is doing something to a person, male or female, whatever, is that necessarily cruel to the animal? If it's something they're doing because they're horny, as opposed to a female dog
Well, as
having
long as-
something done to it.
As long as
Yeah.
they
Against-
have choice. We're
against
pro-choice
sexual
when it
will.
comes to rape.
Okay, well, Dog Girl is called Alyssa Rosales, and someone said,
Sorry, we've banned that word, haven't we, on the podcast?
What?
Yeah,
what word?
The R word.
You banned it.
We went through.
Why would you ban it?
Well,
went
we can probably
through
talk it
tone-
now. Now we have girls in it.
Oh, you weren't allowed to talk
We
about
went
rape.
through a
We were just-
period.
we were
where,
just talking
no,
about-
you were talking about it
Well,
non-stop.
there was this big issue, this whole period of rape stories every week about, like the whole slut walk thing, and
Yeah.
there was this big, and then this comedians were making rape jokes, and it's like, should we ban comedians doing rape jokes and stuff like that? And we had to discuss it. It was as part of
We
feminism.
did talk about it, and then we put in a blanket no rape talk ban
It would be a difficult
because we wanted to
thing for
make
all
it a
guys to
female
talk
safe
about.
space and not have anyone getting upset.
But now you guys are upset that we're banning the R word.
I
Like,
don't think they said that.
No, okay.
No.
I don't like the idea of anything being banned necessarily in this podcast. I reserve the right to be offended by forthcoming conversations about rape, but I'm not going to deprive you of the chance to talk about it.
Oh, I think that's fair enough.
The night has taken.
I did have
a
one
turn for
rape
the
rape
worse.
topic.
What?
Well,
can
as
I
long as
just-
it's cool with you guys, I did have one.
Can I just say one funny quote that I'm seeing from the Twitter war between
Oh,
Tampon
yes.
Girl
And
and Dog Girl? It's saying because they were saying they should join forces and do their a little double act. And what someone said, if Giovanna fucked a dog, it would be a bloodhound.
Yuck. Boo.
I love that. It's corny. It's a dad joke of the tampon dog fucking world.
Could you explain it to me?
Do bloodhounds named bloodhounds because they go sniffing for blood?
They just have the
Yes.
heaviest
So
flow.
they would come to her.
You need to put that on Twitter. Hashtag tampon girl plus dog fucking girl.
Is that what the hashtag is?
I don't know, but it's like it's all these people just giving their little opinions on it, getting in on it, saying, "Why aren't you working together, girls?"
To really lift humanity,
Yeah, let's get some.
really contribute something to...
It'd
our
be like
legacy.
it'd be like it'd be like a super band or something, like these two together.
Super awesome
Super.
adventurers.
All right, we've got one more piece of listener mail. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Ryan finished up saying, also digging the new chicks on the show. They did well. Keep it up. So you're already winning the fans over.
With our
Wow.
wit and charm and sparkling personalities.
You have some listener mail?
No, it says there's a Twitter one here.
Oh,
KCMC.
Cassie MC tweeted to us, I'd kill to work for Madison Magazine.
Sorry, Cassie, I don't work for Madison Magazine. I think you might have the wrong
I don't know.
account.
I wasn't sure if it was spam or not, but
Sorry.
Look,
I've
I
got
did
no
Google
in-
Madison Magazine, but again,
Oh.
that was last week before I got drunk. So.
I assume neither of you guys.
And you got
have
really
any
drunk and
leads.
you were like, I really want to work for this magazine. You'll get there, James.
Yes.
I'll take you.
Follow up. Is-
You said there was another great George Best quote. and you tweeted it in. So I guess this is listener mail.
What, my own? Where does the cycle end then?
He said, in 1916, he said, this is his other cool quote, in 1969, I gave up women and alcohol. It was the worst 20 minutes of my life.
Yep, that was George Best for you.
Apparently that whole Neanderthal thing was a
Julie, you got
It was a
Neanderthal update.
I love that Campbell feeds me these news stories. I think the update was, hey, he wasn't really serious about the whole thing anyway.
Or wasn't he saying, I was misquoted?
It was,
I think he was
I
trying
was
to say,
misquoted.
yeah.
And then he continued to say, well, yeah. Not that it could happen.
To misquote him again and keep it going, I think he said we have to start preparing, like we start breeding women now that are specifically designed. So that in
that's
30
crazy
years
talk.
when we have
Women
the
aren't
technology.
ready. We need to breed them up strong first and then impregnate them.
Yeah, so that's how I read the article.
We need some childbearing hips.
Yeah.
That's super childbearing.
Oh, dear. So the office, the US
Oh, yeah,
office.
so...
Is it the office US or is it the US office or is it...
It's just called The Office, but to distinguish it
But
from
how
the-
to...
And then you say at the end the American one.
The American one. The ugly... Did you say the ugly American?
American.
Oh, the American.
Is anyone still watching it?
Yeah, I gave up.
What? It's the final season.
Thank God.
Of
And I think
8, 9?
Yeah.
we discussed this on the last episode.
Awkward, Julie.
So it's still not working.
Mine. I'm not using
No, I'm
mine
resetting it.
very often. So.
I don't know why it's working. It's just one of those.
I'm turning it off.
Two girls, one computer.
Need to get a webcam.
Someone
on
film the
here.
boys' reactions to this.
So I was talking last week about how the Office UK had one of the greatest love stories ever put to screen, and
I
the
think you're
Office,
exaggerating.
You didn't like the Office UK?
No, I love The Office. I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest love stories ever put on
not the
screen.
love
So what's your?
Well, I don't have anything to offer up in place of it. I'm just suggesting
Twilight. Snore.
Was that on TV?
Oh, I could just watch the pale guy and the pale girl and then the werewolf coming in for hours.
Is that bestiality?
Sparkle.
Oh, nice segue.
We're going
Is it a
back.
segue or is
Regress.
it?
Yeah.
Regress.
Yeah, no, it's not a smooth segue.
So I was talking about greatest, and then The Office sort of just had to stretch out for 8 seasons and 8 years, and they totally just ruined the. It was like an anti-feminist story, like that the woman had to give up everything to support the man.
Yeah.
So there's been 3 episodes since we last podcasted, and there's been some major developments. Basically, what they're going to do in the last half of the last season is sort of introduce the crew behind that's been filming them for the last 8 years.
What? No.
I
And
think that's interesting.
Yeah, interesting, but it could go really bad.
surprise, surprise, the boom operator has a massive crush on Pam. And now that Jim's been an arsehole, he's there to save the day. And Jim and Pam have this huge... He's revealed... Spoiler alert, he's revealed
Is it
when
Stephen
Jim and
Merchant?
Pam have their first big argument. And she starts crying and he comforts her. And so it's like, ooh. And of course, all the jammy whammies are up in tears like, don't you dare, Jim's the best. I'm like, no, he's a total arsehole. Don't you get
What's
it?
a jammy whammy?
The pans of Jim and Pam. Jam.
Really? That's, that's a
Jams?
thing?
This whole...
Jammy wangs.
The only people who still watch The Office are jammies and whammies.
What's a whammy?
I reckon.
I don't know.
West Australian music industry.
I think I just got enthused and was like, oh, jammy
Jammy
whammy.
beggars.
Oh, okay.
But there's the jammies who are big
Jammies.
Jim and
Well,
Pam
what
fans.
about people that think other
About
things?
normal people, they don't watch the
Well,
Office
because they all
anymore.
left when Michael Scott left, so all is left.
Everyone
I left a little before. I was actually
over it already.
a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah. But the
So anyway, I'm starting a campaign. I think the Boom guy should
So they're going back and retconning
Scare-
stuff?
Wow.
Are they cutting back and being like putting him into shots and things?
no.
Or are they being like, hey, remember when that thing happened?
No,
Actually,
well,
it was the
I
boom
won't say
guy.
what happened.
see that
but,
arm? That was me.
Yeah.
I've loved you all along.
yeah, I'll just say that him appearing in shot doesn't end well for him. So I don't know what's going to happen next. Or maybe they've already written him out of the show.
But,
Nobody likes a last-minute love interest, can I say?
Well, 30 Rock ended.
I know they're all going, but I think it's good because either the only way they can recover the show and give it any dignity is if Brian the Boom Man, like, sort of,
retires in disgrace.
wins her heart a little bit, and Jim has to actually stop being an arsehole and win back Pam.
It sounds the way it's going.
But I'm sure that will just be lame.
But 30 Rock ended, and they did the opposite, where Liz has gone back to work, and they've done the whole. They've actually played on the. Oh, spoiler alert! But everyone knew it was happening. It was obvious from watching it. But yeah, she's got kids now. It goes forward, and like her hot dog vendor husband, he becomes a stay-at-home dad, and she becomes a. I haven't even watched this episode. I don't care that I've seen the spoilers, but I guess maybe they're kind of. Going
So
in
you
the opposite
haven't sat
direction.
down and cried, oh, it's over, the greatest show that's ever lived.
And I love 30 Rock, but I'm not doing this whole, part of my life
never
is dying.
seen an episode.
It's really good.
How you would love it.
Oh, the first episode is terrible, actually.
Yeah,
Tina
it really
Fey.
is, but it gets its feet
I
quickly.
couldn't stand Tina Fey in the first
From the
episode.
creator of Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm holding up a Mean Girls Blu-ray. For the
It was
people
just
listening.
the best timing, James.
Tina Fey's a pretty funny lady.
Now, someone
your
used to
homework.
work at a cemetery.
No, I didn't. Who? I mean, I'm sure people have worked in cemeteries
Well,
before.
I was going to leave it to a
Legally?
surprise,
Legally.
but
or
Natalie
illegally.
spoiled it on the.
Oh, so maybe if we discussed
Spoiler
this
alert,
before.
I should've
Natalie
put
worked at
spoiler
a
alert.
cemetery.
You mentioned this came up, but then the conversation moved past, and I was like, "Oh, we have to go back." You worked at a cemetery.
I did.
I could tell that your ears were like,
I also don't quite often. I'm not listening, paying attention. Campbell knows this. I don't pay attention at all to what
Just
people
like,
are saying.
this girl
So
bores
that's the
me.
cool thing about podcasts. is
like
I
to
can-
me, quite often, like
Yeah.
a week later, he'll be like, "Hey, you said some funny things last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't even notice."
I know.
Too busy saying
And,
hilarious things myself.
So yeah, that's the cool thing about having podcasts is because I'm editing, I get to listen back.
And you know what amazes me? Because I have taken to downloading and listening to episodes that you actually do editing. You actually do stuff to this show. Not a lot.
Very little. I pretty much set a limit of I'll put 5 edits in.
Yeah.
You've got this kind of
Yeah,
raw
but
talent
they're
to
there.
work with.
Yeah,
You
well,
don't need a lot of
yeah.
editing.
The first year of Cidercast, I
When you're
edited
cutting
it
a
down
diamond,
precisely,
the gem's already there.
and I was just like, "What am I doing with my life?" I got RSI from doing it, so now I can't even if I wanted to edit it.
So was that the
carefully, I couldn't.
Dolomite account, or was that? So you worked at a cemetery.
I did.
Was it like-
For, ironically, 9 months.
Why?
Something in that. Because
Is
9
that ironic?
months to create a life, I was at a place where
9 months
life
to.
ends.
Did you kill one?
Maybe. Business needed to be drummed. Actually, when I started, I was told this is one of the quietest times we've had in quite a while. And they were like, don't worry.
You're an
It's
angel
one of those
keeping the death away.
industries where it never really gets too quiet because there's really
So
never...
there's zombies.
Look, there's a lot packed into Karrakatta, so that would not... those Shenton Park housing prices will go down.
Did you guys ever used to go drinking there after school?
No.
Well, I was in the ghetto, so no, that's 2 train lines for me.
Did you? I mean, was this like a My Girl situation where you were kind of doing makeup and stuff, or
No, I didn't get to see... Only time I got to see a body was if it was ashes or if it was being cremated.
oh, what, into the furnace?
You don't see the body going into the furnace. It's just within the furnace you can see what's
Did you
going
look
on.
inside the furnace
Yes.
in the window
It was part of my job, yes.
of the bodies burning?
It's not graphic. It's flames.
No, but can't you see
You can...
anything?
Aren't
Do
they in
they
a
burn the
coffin?
coffin?
Yeah, the coffin burns away very quickly. People think when you get ashes, they're like, oh, it's mainly just the coffin. No, the coffin burns away. What you are receiving is your
Oh,
family
I never
member.
thought it would be mainly coffin.
A lot of people do.
I thought they just put someone in naked. And...
Pretty much.
Do they do bulk burnings? I heard a rumor that they do.
Hell no. Well, not in
No.
WA. We've got some of the
Okay.
strictest legislation in WA. It is ridiculous what you have to go through to get.
burn a dead body.
Well, because we're not allowed to. You're not allowed to open a coffin in any of the cemeteries in WA. It is illegal. If you've left the watch on like grandpa's wrist, or grandma is still wearing that heirloom necklace, and you realize when you get to the cemetery you can't just open up the
What? Why would she still be wearing it?
because people have open caskets at other locations and then they go on to the cemetery. You can't
And they
just
want someone wearing their best.
yeah, and you can't just open the coffin when you arrive at the cemetery. You have to drive out of the cemetery back to the place where the body was cared for, and it has to be in like very specific locations. But yeah,
I'd like to be buried with my scepter when I am buried.
what's a scepter?
Jules, would you like to reach down and collect my scepter?
It might not be allowed. You never know.
No, that's not mine. The hawk one
you
isn't
just
mine.
Broke.
I have the dragon one. Listeners at home can't see Jules' sneer at my Dungeons and Dragons scepter. Is that the dragon? That's the horse.
Is
it? No, that's a dragon.
sword?
They all look the same.
Is it a sword
Bullshit.
or?
It's a scepter.
Well, look. If anyone wants your scepter, they have to take.
Yes, that's my dragon scepter.
What is a scepter?
I should hold it while I.
Well,
podcast.
isn't it a implement of? Isn't it a magic weapon?
It is. Look at it. Isn't it
Can you
magnificent?
hurl
intimidating.
balls of flame with that?
Is it for walking?
Despite the sound effects, nothing came out.
Bullshit. Is what I say. Too bad we don't have a webcam up, because people would have seen amazing
Yeah, too
special
bad.
effects.
Buy us some NBN and I'll put a webcam out.
When's that rolling out? Next year?
Here, like 2020.
Yeah, but you're moving to Vic Park to take it full advantage of.
Well, this is true.
Really, you're moving to
Do you
take
guys want to
advantage
move
of
to
it?
Vic Park with me?
Are you actually moving to take advantage of the national
Yeah.
broadband?
It's
Yes.
coming to Vic Park first.
You sound like a commercial there. Are you moving to take advantage of it?
Well,
Yes, I am.
Are you considering
Well, Natalie.
the bustling mini hub of?
Imagine this podcast
Victoria.
in high definition.
You could hear this.
What natural confectionery jungle jelly is Campbell eating?
It's actually
If
a
you live in Big
strawberry.
Product
Park, you'll know.
placement.
Yeah, if we were on the NBN, you'd definitely know for sure straight away what I was eating. Anything else?
Can
Or
I
is
just
that it?
ask, what is the scepter for?
Oh, this is actually for Dungeons and Dragons. We each had a scepter.
I'm just.
Who had the lame horse one?
That was Harry.
Let's see.
He
the,
chose it.
let's see the horse.
Harry chose the horse.
If I like it, does that mean it's a girly one?
She keeps breaking. The head is removable, though. I assume so you can put drugs in.
Oh, I think the horse is cute.
Oh, that's not the horse body, though. I don't
So you can
think.
put
I
some
think you put it on
rice
the wrong
in the
body.
tip.
Yeah.
Don't jam that on. It's on the wrong body.
The wrong body.
Some coconuts.
It's
I
the
take back
straight
everything
one.
I said about doing Dungeons and Dragons as a good idea.
There you go. That's the horse body.
It's a
Swap 'em
scaly
over.
horse. Okay. Oh, is that
These are
illegal?
shoddily made scepters.
They are from Bali, and they did cost me $10 each.
Oh, did you get them made especially?
No. This woodcarver had them, and I was like, wow,
happened
these are
past
amazing.
But you could get it made because you went there to visit to get custom.
To make custom things. So if you wanted, he could make you something like this, but with whatever on it.
a giant cock.
If you wanted a big peanut one, he did have.
Giant cock.
Oh, there's penises everywhere in Bali,
Yeah,
carved out of
his-
everything.
He took us upstairs where he kept his erotic sculptures.
All right, yeah.
Cocks.
He kept them upstairs.
everywhere.
They usually
When I
just
was
put them out on the street.
When I was in
Right.
Thailand, they
it was a
had
little classy.
shrines to the cock, and you came and presented your cock sculpture to this certain location, like a little cave.
It's a very it's a Hindu thing, isn't it? The linga.
They're all into the phallics.
And I guess you,
and
you
the
get bigger
yonis
boners
everywhere.
once you
The
do it.
yonis and the
yonis
lingas.
everywhere in Indonesia. I love in Japan the tanuki with his voluptuous scrotum.
I may have missed that.
What?
My time there.
No. I refuse
I was
to
teaching
believe.
children.
Well,
The
I'm
raccoon
going
dog.
to Japan.
The what?
The
Oh, the
raccoon
dog.
dog?
I never looked at his balls.
You never looked at. How can you not look at it? He's all balls, and he's at the front of every restaurant. He's like a waving cat, but in Japan.
My eyes.
And he's there. He's got the big
And
hat.
instead of a waving paw, it's
he's
just,
just got this flapping scrotum.
yeah, flapping balls.
It's enormous. And he always looks kind of lecherous. He's leering at you like. "Eh." Liz does the best Tanuki impression. Like her face is like. She found them really weird. I thought they were brilliant. You should do a
would.
Google image search. I would.
Where's the head for this one?
Oh, it should be down there.
I didn't break that.
Search. We need to have little mini fights.
What's the last one? Is it a snake? I think the last one's a snake.
Snake, yes. There's a snake.
There's a snake.
the
It must be
snake's
down
head
there.
is
Oh,
missing.
snake kills horse usually, doesn't it? Yeah.
You bet it does.
What does dragon do?
I'm
Fucking
scared.
kills everything.
The dragon in the Hobbit looks like it could be cool.
The Hobbit was pretty cool.
What have you been consuming, Campbell?
Oh, look, what have I got up there? Read it out. I can't even read.
You were being on a big Community binge.
Yeah, I've been watching way too much Community.
I'm hanging out for the next
Or just
season.
enough.
Just enough.
Never.
Yeah, last night I finished the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Oh, yeah.
Not to say that I started it on a different night and finished it on that night. I watched like 5 episodes and I'm up to the Dungeons and Dragons one. Which was startlingly accurate depiction of Dungeons and Dragons.
I like their Dungeons and Dragons better because I think it's based on 3.5 where the Dungeon Master sort of does everything and the people can just concentrate on being their characters.
Oh, okay. I just thought they were skimming the rules.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but it seemed like they were skimming the rules. But you need.
Well,
a really
it depends on the DM because the DM could fill in all the blanks. Like he's doing all the die rolls and stuff like that. They just have to say what they have to pick out the thing they want to use.
Well,
on the character
because when
sheet.
Piers Hawthorne it says he wants to play, they don't have a character sheet for him.
Oh right, yeah.
And then he says he's going to grab the sword and Abed rolls the die and says, "Oh, you've done it."
Yeah.
Which is just bullshit. Based on what stats?
Well, the DM gets the makeup. The DM decides.
Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
What stats?
Well, what I've consumed, Dan Harmon's been going on taking his podcast on a tour around America. Now he's fired from Community.
He's doing a Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
what does
Oh,
that
what?
mean?
Well, when Conan lost out to Jay Leno, or when they were going to bring
this
Jay
is
Leno, Conan
this
went
is
on
He had
a
a
this
tour.
is way better because it's obviously Conan. He just makes it's like one show and he replays everywhere. And this one, at least, he does the same bits, but they have to be different every show because he's podcasting. The podcast audience wants to see a different thing.
And they play D&D, don't they?
They play D&D,
Yeah, I only found out about this
and they only play
yesterday.
like 5 minutes per episode.
Oh,
but
what?
it's
No.
they do more in 5 minutes than we did in like 2-hour episodes. Kind of,
Oh,
because
really?
the DM's qualified, He's pretty good.
Have you
No,
seen
he's
the
got
IT
qualifications.
crowd episode?
But I like the way they do it
What's that?
because the,
I've never watched the IT
Oh my
crowd.
god. Have you seen
Have
the
you
IT
watched
crowd?
anything?
Yes.
Okay,
The
I haven't watched
episode-
it.
The episode where they kind of play it's not Dungeons and Dragons, but it's kind of it's
that
a
sounds familiar.
and
yes.
it's a play on The Godfather, where she's hired and she's like their pimp, but
Yeah.
instead of getting prostitutes, she gets her 2 IT geeks to pretty much play Dungeons and Dragons. It's hilarious. You have to watch it. I
have
don't
to
even
watch the
know.
IT crowd.
Yeah, it's so good. I have a box
think you would
set. I'll
hate
bring
it.
it in.
Oh, I'd hate.
Am I
But
being
then I thought you would hate Community theme.
I have a World of
I could be
Warcraft
totally
box
wrong.
set of the IT crowd, so
A World of Warcraft box set of the
Yeah,
IT crowd. I
got
don't
it
even know what that
written.
means as a
it's
combination.
just the IT crowd, but it comes in this
Exciting.
World of Warcraft Collector's
Wow.
Edition box set,
That's weird.
and it has like some piss take of that big dice that they have in one of those other games, or is it
A D20.
that a 20-sided dice? I don't know these things.
I'm
just saying.
That's why we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons.
One day we have to play Dungeons and Dragons as a
So
team.
that I can know what I'm mocking, but yeah, no.
We've got the box up there. Can you see? Oh, actually, can you see all those books? They're
Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons books.
Yeah.
Well, look, you need to watch your IT
Once
crowd,
you've played
'cause it's
one,
hilarious.
can you replay it, or do you?
Well, that's the beauty of it. You make up your own
storytelling.
adventures.
So you all write your own sort of story.
We would take turns as Dungeon Masters. But the one thing I really appreciated from
Harry.
the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community was the awkward kind of simulating a sexual encounter with a person sequence. Yeah. Yeah, because we would spend a lot of time doing that. Where we'd be...
Yeah.
DM would be having to play some character that another character was seducing or vice versa.
Yeah.
That happened a lot.
Was that
So,
awkward?
yes. And persistent.
Oh God, I want to play
And
this now
ongoing.
and just create some awkward
I actually would
sexual
like to
tension
because
between
I
you
would
two.
like to re-record my story with the good mics so that I can actually put it on my website and go, hey, this is something I've written. Because there's not much that I've actually written on my website.
You should run it. You should run it.
Do you write
Yeah.
erotic fiction? Is that
fan fiction,
So if you guys are
based on-
It's a bit of
interested,
slash fic.
Twilight? Can make a lot of money.
pasty girl looked at pasty guy.
It's at the Warthog School of Witches and Wizardry.
so you haven't finished yet?
What, Community?
No. Yes, Community.
Yeah, no? No.
Halfway through season.
Halfway
two.
through season 2, so I'm halfway through.
The other.
I'm thinking of quitting at the end of season 3, though.
Why?
well,
No.
Well,
No, it
Oh,
gets-
you,
in solidarity
'cause you
to Dan
love
Harmon.
Chevy Chase. Oh.
yeah.
Oh, and Chevy Chase, he's leaving.
Well-
I have
so I'm not going
I have to say they
what's it for
well,
them,
also,
for
I've
me?
noticed, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but they went from Britta being the main chick character to Annie being the main chick character. And I love Annie. I got nothing against her. But Britta has progressed into being an actually really genuinely hilarious character where she's just
I
like,
think they've made her a bimbo.
no,
I think they've made her dumber as the season's gone.
but it's funny to watch her, like in the Law and
but
Order episode.
I think that's-
But they need to focus more on her and actually let her progress as someone who thinks she's a feminist, but then says and does stupid things. They need to actually run more with this than
all
just.
she says is stupid things now.
Yeah, but
She's-
That's the thing, though. I want them to actually, if you're going to do that to the character, capitalize on it and make it funny, not just ignore her.
as
Like,
Troy has gotten smarter, she's gotten dumber.
that's the thing. But I think it would be funny to
Can
explore
we get a
that
sign
more.
chart?
Yeah.
Graph?
I just find the
plotting her
Annie thing.
stupidity?
It's like she's what 18. He's
Well, she's got to be
32?
like she's got to be about 20 now. by
Yeah,
season
but he's
3.
what 35 now. Like,
Who? Which one?
Oh no, not Troy. Not Troy.
Joel.
Joel McHale.
Joel. I'm thinking of Joel.
Who? What's? Hey,
That's the
slow
actor's name.
down. Oh.
No,
Yeah.
the main guy.
Jeff. I've actually
Jeff
had to get
Winger.
Jeff
the Wikipedia up so I can remember all their
It
names.
is creepy, but he's
But-
very attractive.
Which one?
Joel McHale. Jeff Winger.
I'm a Donald
You
Glover
find him
girl.
attractive?
Oh, Donald.
I'm a Donald Glover girl.
Danny Glover, isn't he like
Donald.
70?
Donald Glover. Who plays? Oh, you're such a dad.
Campbell's running joke.
Although he was in Perth
It'll
last
never
week for Big
get
Day
old.
Out, and I just had
Donald
no-
Glover?
Yeah, because he's
She
childish.
got
Gang-
him on the podcast.
Childish
You
Gambino.
tried to get him on the podcast.
Well, tried,
I
as
didn't
in
know.
thought about it.
I
I would have tweeted him if I knew
dragged
he was
myself
there.
out of my sick bed for that. But I just had no interest in seeing him because all the little
Tweeny
hipster girls
would
were like,
be-
"Oh my god, Childish Gambino, you're a really good rapper." I'm really sorry, but you're not.
Dan Ham does a
He's
lot of
not
rapping.
well. Okay, I think he can rap well. I don't like his material.
Actual raps, yeah. I
He
think
did that
he's-
wicked rap about Jesus in that episode. That was pretty good.
I think this is my idea, inspired by Dan Ham. We should take this podcast on a road trip, a road tour.
To where? Fremantle?
I don't know.
Rockingham? You can come down and do it in Rockingham.
This is Nazario's
That would be hilarious.
last
That would be
year
hilarious.
before school, isn't it?
Yeah.
So shouldn't you be taking him on a road trip? That's what you do.
Well,
Get him drunk.
yeah, I guess I could take him on a road trip. What, you want to go on
On tour, yeah. Take the podcast on tour.
we could
You guys be in, right?
We could
grant for
Where
this.
to? Where are we?
we could play pubs.
Well, I know
and
you
things.
had thoughts of moving to Tasmania. I thought we could take a tour, drive over, because you'll be driving a car over there anyway, and we could stop at Waste, and we could visit Tasra at the end on the last night
wow.
of the thing. That'll be like the most epic thing.
We can go to Melbourne.
But if you're not going to
Yeah.
Tasmania, we could just like go to Albany and stop by the towns on the way or something.
I have no idea. I mean, this sounds amazing.
It does
But-
sound quite fun.
I don't know. I'd love to.
I also think you should take what's her name up north,
Who, Liz?
Naz, and Liz.
What's her name? Naz, your
My son.
Kishi son.
I don't know if you want to say his real name on the show. I just call him Naz.
Yes, he needs to be taken up north. Yes, I agree.
It sounds like you're punishing him.
When I first
Well, it's a grim sort of.
when I was his
experience.
age, we went on this amazing trip, which just we drove from Perth to the Ayers Rock direct, like straight through the desert, not going around on the roads, and it was amazing. And I think that was a great experience. And I think Nazario should have something like that.
That would be cool. Kids go to Bali now. Like, they don't do the road trip
He's been to
as
Bali.
much anymore.
He has been to
He has been to Bali.
I think Bali's good, though, for kids because it gives them a perspective of, hey, don't be such a spoilt brat. Look, there is a world outside of WA. And there's-
While also
Not cashed up
encouraging their spoiled bratness
I
by
know.
getting to
I
act
don't
like
think Bali's
hyper
the
rich
place,
kids.
yeah.
Did you buy him a Bintang shirt?
No, I did not, and I get really upset when I see people with children in bintang shirts
And-
and singlets. I think it's really.
and the braids
Gross.
on otherwise
I don't-
adorable children.
I don't mind the braids.
No.
I think that's like fine,
No.
but it's the alcoholic T-shirts on children I find upsetting.
I just find it upsetting that there are also some very unattractive children who seem to have very ugly personalities, probably because they have cashed up Bergen parents, and then they get braids, and it just makes them look even uglier.
The most
Way harsh time.
I think
Flagging
I've-
out children.
I know.
I think I've mentioned her in the show before. I obviously won't give her a name, but the most...
Another person you've stalked? Yeah, probably.
No, this is someone I actually know.
No, as
Doesn't-
in you
you can
Google
still stalk
searched
them.
it.
As in, yeah,
It still doesn't excuse you
I
peeping through
didn't-
my window last week, James.
I didn't stalk her until afterward, you know, like, been, yo, how's it going?
So you knew her and then stalked her. Whoa.
And she's the most beautiful person I know, like,
Through a keyhole.
superficially. And,
But we were the most beautiful people you knew. That's how you got us on the show.
okay, well, pre 2 weeks ago.
Please don't fish for compliments on my behalf.
Before I met Natalie and Jules, the most beautiful girl I knew, and you know, she's Eurasian, of course, and
Oh, they're always attractive.
You and John Safran.
ongoing. Oh, yeah, she
Eurasians.
knows about it. This is an
Yeah.
ongoing theme. These guys haven't seen the Eurasian doco, so they don't.
Actually, I think
I've actually
Eurasians
seen
are very
the
attractive.
John Safran. Oh, my sister loves Eurasian.
What
Anyway,
a beautiful
so
combination.
stunningly beautiful,
Best
but
of
she
both worlds.
married like the ugliest.
Fucking sense.
What?
Sorry.
What did you just say?
You said best of both worlds, which is what James always fucking says.
It's true. They're always gorgeous.
I remember the very first time you said it, you were like, you know, best of both worlds. It's just like,
I'm hoping when I have kids, it's with someone
with
who's
an
not
Asian
white.
man.
Just anything that isn't
what
white.
about a Neanderthal?
Would they
The
be? They'd be
tan
pretty
they would
white,
have would be amazing.
Would they? Who
though. Yeah,
knows?
well, yeah, they lived in Europe.
That's true. They'd be pretty. Look, I just don't.
And they were suited to cold conditions, so their skin pigmentation would be lighter, blah,
I'd
blah,
just like my
blah.
child to
skin
be able to
cancer.
go out in the sun and not literally be at risk of death from melanoma. That's my wish for my future children.
That's a pretty
You just
big
need to
wish.
move to a different latitude.
Yeah.
Well, I was told that apparently if I go to Jamaica, don't bother hitting on any of the really good-looking guys there because there's a name for them. I need to Google it. But the really hot Jamaican guys are just all professional gigolos because there's like
Lots
there's
of tourist
lots of
ladies
older
coming for some
women
action.
visiting Jamaica for hot Jamaican
So what
guys.
you should
So
be
what,
doing
you just
is
gotta
instead of
have
hitting
a
on them,
full
just
wallet?
having a full wallet. Is that what you're going to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
just
whip out
don't.
your credit card. You don't even have
I
to
don't
bother
think-
hitting on them.
I don't think my.
I'd like to look at the rates of HIV infection in Jamaica too.
But you know what they say, once you go black, you never go back.
I just don't think my my self-esteem.
Anyway, so the most beautiful woman I know, she married just like an extremely ugly guy, and I just look at their kids and I'm just like, oh god, they could have been like the ultimate human beings, but no, they're taking after him.
Oh. If you're heading to Jamaica, will you be visiting the dance hall scene over there? By any chance?
Why is it?
Well,
worth it?
just
I would definitely. I went to like
just
Yeah.
what?
no,
Just get
the
to what
dance
you're alluding
craze
at,
that's,
boys.
that's the sweet
Oh.
Jamaica
We're not going to
of-
spoil it.
Do you mean daggering?
Yes,
What's
we
daggering?
do.
Okay,
What's staggering?
What's
It's
staggering?
pretty much
Oh,
dry
okay.
sex. It is literally dry sex as you're dancing, and I was.
I'm
in
sorry, I thought a lot of dancing was already
I think
that.
this is.
Did you guys
more than
watch
dry
Destiny
sex.
Child reunion this morning?
No.
Did they Super Bowl it?
Did
Yeah,
they
what
Super
Super
Bowl
dagger?
Bowl
it. That
was?
was a surprise.
Yeah.
Beyonce did the
was it?
first song, and then the two others just
Yeah.
popped down the ground, out of the ground, and they were literally fired up. So they were just launched into the air, and they just had to land by themselves on their high heels. It was pretty epic. They must have practiced it because
Really?
Were there
Yeah.
any nipple reveals?
Oh.
Then why would I watch it?
6 nipples.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Beyonce's thighs are pretty like bulging out of her pants. Going, yeah, check these out. I don't know if that counts.
I saw daggering in London when I went
Oh,
to a
it's
club.
fucking
real live actual.
proper daggering as well. Not because I used to say, oh
This
yeah, I've been
among-
to Ruby Room when it was Ruby Room.
This is
because I'm
among
old.
the Caribbean community in. Is that what we call it?
I don't
Do
know.
we say
culture?
Caribbean,
Caribbean?
or do we say Caribbean?
Caribbean.
Look, I don't
Double
know.
B.
What's that culture
Caribbean.
called?
I'm not sure what the proper.
What's the music?
I couldn't tell you. I
What's the
couldn't
music
find
they
a beat
play?
properly though, and I've been to
You couldn't
like
find the
reggae.
beat.
I've been to reggae tents and all that, and I know that sounds terrible, but like at festivals, I go to the reggae tents and everything because I've got friends who are really into that kind of music. I could not pin what this music was when I was there.
Oh.
There was, for one thing, the DJ just kept interrupting that thing where they talk over it and just like
to get the daggering going.
well, there was
Oh, it's like the MC, like Max Weber's like.
yeah. There was one chick
Like
just
the Scatman guy, right?
No, like MC Webster was like.
yeah, like they talk and they start hollering, going la, 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 like just he was like just going crazy. He was making noises like and stuff like that. He was really annoying though because it's like the other DJ actually had good music. Can you bugger off now? But we got there just as the weird music started playing that had no beat. Although the girl that I saw at first, she was doing what someone described as ass clapping, where
Wow.
her butt just moved on its own. It was a sight to behold. I couldn't stop looking. And then this other guy just gets in there and he's like pressing down on her back. It was dry sex. It was really aggressive, but to the beat and kind of like half cool looking dry sex, but really aggressive as well. I didn't
think
know
it was
what to
hard?
think. Oh, okay.
was
A
a
guy
health
came up and
warning.
danced next to me. I can now say I was skeeted in London and it was horrible. And I tried to dance away, and then this big hand just comes and presses me in close to him. It was him. He knew I was trying to dance away. And I was just like, oh, what is that in my back?
Sexual assault.
Is it like? Should you have a boner when you dagger someone?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't daggered, so I
You
couldn't
should,
say
or you can't help
properly.
but have one.
You should.
I don't know how they
But
couldn't.
remember, there was that health warning issued by the which government was it, saying that
Haiti or
daggering is causing. They're seeing this huge spike in obvious, penis breakage.
Yeah,
Well, they were having a dagger off. Like this chick and this guy suddenly had competition out of nowhere. Another couple are daggering.
You need to watch some daggering videos. There's some hilarious.
Do I need to?
Yes.
You actually do.
It's so much more than just
Yeah.
It's so
dirty
much more
dancing.
than just dry humping.
Yeah, it's
You like Dirty
sounds
Dancing,
great.
didn't you, with Patrick Swayze?
It's just
No,
like,
I
should you,
didn't.
if you're going to daggering night,
Baby should be left in the corner.
Usually it is, what is that word? Not conscription.
consensual.
Yes, that's the word.
Yeah,
The opposite.
conscription. Sorry, hon, you've got to be daggered tonight.
I'll believe it's consensual when I see a female daggering a guy.
Oh, no, they were. My friend got into trouble because she was getting a bit too much attention from the boys there. And so, oh, yeah. This is literally...
It looks like a wildlife documentary.
yeah, but this...
that
Oh,
looked
yeah, one girl
painful.
fell over when I was there, but they just, they go all out for it.
Or it just looks like porn with clothes on.
Yeah. It was
There's a
insane.
video we saw. Do you remember
But
the one?
really bad porn.
Do you remember the one with the ladder?
Although this...
Where that guy pulled a ladder out onto the dance floor and he climbed up the top and he dove down onto the girl.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's not dancing.
This is...
See, with
That's not dancing. What I'm saying now.
This is what everyone says with every new.
It's
When the
passion.
Charleston
Oh,
came
you're not
out,
watching
that's
when
what
I'm
everyone
watching.
said. They said, "Oh, Charleston, that's not
They're
dancing."
in the bushes.
This is the first video that came up, okay? This is not exactly what I saw.
They're on a
Yeah, now you're laughing. Now she's laughing. Everybody, don't lean away from the mic. She's laughing and laughing, and soon there'll be tears coming down.
Actually,
because
I've got to
it's so
say, there was
funny.
a little bit more rhythm in the daggering that I saw.
doing the wheelbarrow.
Oh, there's the tears. Here they are. Yes.
There were a lot of people there, though, who looked really uncomfortable at it. It was just
really?
like, half of them were really into it, and then the other half were just like, what's going on? Why are these people...
Campbell's gone to what?
Oh, my God. This is veering very quickly.
They're
away
watching
from what I
daggering
saw.
videos. online.
She's in a wheelbarrow after being...
It's not. That's not dancing. How do you dance when someone's on
Okay,
a bed?
This was a club version, and it was like dancing as they
This
are
looks
simulating
like
sex.
rape.
No, she looks happy. She looks happy. But okay, I saw club daggering, but it was pretty full on.
And there was that track. There was
Can
that
we
track
look
by
at
DJ Laser. Was it Daggermaster? Was that what that track was?
Master.
It's a song.
the
It's
race
not
It's been a
very
while for me. I have to
In
go back
Jamaica.
and get back into it.
daggering.
I think there's some pretty good, daggering fails videos on YouTube.
Oh,
From
that
memory.
club could have featured a lot of them. There are a lot of people who's like, "What are you doing?"
Stop it.
This is
Yeah.
worse than Macarena.
And then there were people like me. It was like 2 Girls, 1 Cup. You know how the reaction shots became more popular than the actual video? You could have just done reaction shots of like me and some of the other people just going, what the hell is going on? Like there were some people who were obviously there because it had been advertised as like, I don't
The
know
Dagger
what.
Night.
No, like whatever genre of music, like, you know, Caribbean reggae night. And they'd gotten there and there's just ass clapping and daggering going on. And they were just kind of like, what? I came here to dance.
They're not even moving.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did that.
It's like crumping but holding a woman while doing it.
They were like crushing down on the girl's back.
I really
at one
would like
point.
to see it move into the more mainstream.
Really.
I don't know. It got aggressive. Like
Like
It's a very
dancing.
aggressive-
Do they do it on Dancing with the Stars?
there's a conga line of daggers. Oh my god, Dagger Week. That would be amazing.
That would
Every
be
week
great.
like it's Dagger Week.
This week, Valerie Bertinelli got daggering.
I want to see that.
That would
I'm
be
watching
the
a conga
best.
line of daggering.
It's so avant-garde, though.
It doesn't translate.
See, whenever there's
pure
a new,
passion.
Whenever there's experimental music, the first thing that it gets accused of is being that's not music, that's noise. And I feel it's this way with this dancing.
You're watching this and describing it as avant-garde. You are just...
No.
You are the worst kind of hipster.
No. It. Oh.
Oh, if there's any daggering experts in Perth who want to come talk about the subtleties of the art,
Is there anywhere that's doing
email us at
daggering night?
mailbag@fangin.com.
Does anywhere do a dagger night? in
I
Perth?
don't think we have a big. Again, what's the
Would be.
Caribbean
Simulated
community?
rape scene?
community?
Yeah, no, I don't think there
I
is a
don't know
big
if
one.
is Caribbean like saying
I don't know.
Scandinavian and that's racist.
Is Scandinavian racist?
Yeah.
I've had this massive argument with someone.
Scandinavian
and I'm just
racist?
glad that... Well, I wouldn't say it's racist, but I'm glad that this is a thing.
Well, I think it's. Well, I don't know if it is. It's because I think everyone thinks Norway, Finland, and Sweden are Scandinavian, but
Not
only
Finland.
2 of them. So
Norway, Sweden, Iceland and Denmark. Finland.
Iceland's not Scandinavian.
Well, yeah, they
They're like
speak...
on the other side of the world.
No, they're...
It's in the middle of
They
the
were
Atlantic
colonised
Ocean.
by the Danish Vikings. Or the Swedish Vikings. They were...
Oh,
and they
the
speak
Danes
the same
consider
language.
them
Like to Google it.
Scandinavian.
No, I don't need to Google it. The Finns don't consider themselves Scandinavian generally because they speak a different language that is unrelated and culturally...
Okay, so it's a cultural thing.
I think
not
so.
a region.
I think it's a reactionary thing given
I
the
thought if
history
you're just
of
on
the region.
that peninsula, you're Scandinavian.
No, and I've had this argument with people.
Like obviously,
I could be completely
people
wrong.
would say I'm Australian, even though I'm West Australian.
Oh, this was one of your talking points, wasn't it?
Well, if we were going to do the episode last week with Australia Day, we could talk about this. It's
Australian.
out of.
So what you didn't celebrate?
Do you feel
Australia Day?
like loyal to Australia at all?
Western
Yeah.
Australia?
Or our overlord
Colin Barnett.
Gina? Right.
Because I don't know if you know,
Oh.
this is a separatist podcast.
Oh, this is a Oh, you're a separatist.
Yeah,
Why?
I believe when the people voted to get separated from Australia, that right should have been respected. And
Yeah, but that
wasn't.
wasn't, and now we're here, and
now we make third of the.
You're like a Confederate.
yeah.
Pardon?
You're like a Confederate.
I guess so. What does that mean?
Well, what happens when we don't make money out of our resources?
When will
As
that
has
be?
happened before. Well, it's happened
Oh, in
before.
10 years, we're going to go
Happening
through
at
Well,
the moment.
And we'll run
here's the
through
thing: is
it.
if we keep the money from the mine, then we can invest that in other industries. Now all that money's going east. We can't reinvest. Nothing's getting invested back into Perth.
I don't think a lot of that money is
The
going
eastern states, which has the political power because they've got more seats and thing, are quite willing to kill off the industry in Perth for their own satisfaction.
Don't we have a lot of seats, given how sparsely populated we are? The regional
in the
seats.
Senate, but not in the lower house where
so
everything's
little
done.
to contribute.
I know, this is where I fall apart.
Anyway, yes. So
Butts!
Daggering.
Daggering.
I can
I can talk
contribute
about
to daggering.
all night long.
It's fascinating to watch.
Great to watch.
is that all you've been consuming?
Got a new computer. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah. You've been doing stuff.
This has been
Did
doing
you
a
do the
lot of video
migration
editing.
tool?
No,
Okay. So you haven't worked out if your iPhoto library works on the new computer.
I haven't yet. Yeah, it's doing HD video, just cruising, just editing it all. It's like a dream. No splatters, hiccups. We rented a camera to shoot the video stuff. James, you helped. Sorry, I've kind of hurt my...
What are you shooting?
My partner
illegal?
Liz is
How?
doing a Possible campaign for her new exhibition. So That'll launch
next one,
probably next week, hopefully. But we shot a little video for it, and yeah, we wound up renting a Canon 5D3.
Full frame.
Some
I
major
know.
nerd porn going on here.
Oh, it's camera porn. It is. It is camera porn, and because they'd fucked us around and they'd been like for a whole week telling us, "Oh, it should be in
they
tomorrow.
fucked
It
you
should be in
around
tomorrow."
with that Canon 46.
They were like, "Oh, it should be in tomorrow to rent it," and then it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it'll be in.
And it wasn't going
You're
in, and
talking.
it wasn't going in, and and we were like, we really want it. We're really gagging
We
for it. And he's like,
need
look,
it.
we know how
We
much
are
you want
gasping
it. I know.
for it.
And we were, and we were getting.
And
really,
they finally
they gave it to us, and they didn't just give it to us. They
Really hard.
really gave it to us with the Canon 5D3 and 2 red lenses. I can't even remember what they were. But 85
calm
millimeter
down.
and something else.
L lenses.
We got
L
another
lenses,
half
sorry.
hour of the show to complete.
Slow down. This story's great. Anyway, it was like $8,000 worth of equipment or something, even more maybe. And I don't know how I'm going to go back now.
Yeah. This is
Once
why,
you've
this is what I
had
think.
once you've had L, how can you go back?
I can't go back.
And now I'm like, I was shooting with my camera and I felt just inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why I don't make movies. I just write them now.
and now I'm like looking for grants I can apply for to get money to
To feed your addiction.
to feed my addiction. I'm
Your
like, I can't go
lustrous
back to this
urge
like
for the
crop
Canon,
sensor
whatever it's
shit.
called.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, this camera was
Your
amazing.
iPhone won't do it.
Look, I'm happy. I think there's two levels you exist in. Like I'm happy to shoot. Take photos on whatever's handy. Right, that's brilliant and amazing. But then if you want to make something that's beautiful, you have to go all the way.
Yeah. There's no in between.
This is wonderful and convenient, and I love it. And then there's the other spectrum, and you've got to go all the way. All the way.
All
And,
the way.
all the way, yeah. So now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Dagger style.
Daggering. Yeah, I was daggering with the zoom lens. And Liz was in the camera rental store and
Daggering things
daggering.
herself.
Well, all these guys were around.
Oh, they would have swarmed to her.
I know. Like the one woman in the store, and they were all like,
And you're like, she's claimed.
I know. She's like, she's mine. Back off, camera nerds. And she was like, I don't get
Taking
this.
your horsey stick.
I know. I had my dragon stick. I was back.
Back
Summon
evil demons of the
blinding.
night.
+3 blind.
So you don't get a kick out of watching.
Anyway, and she was like, I don't get it. What's with this? Isn't a camera just a camera? And I was like, no, look, you don't get it. It's like this and this. She's like, no, surely it gets to a certain point of quality and then it doesn't matter. Anyway, she shot this stuff.
She's
And the
seen
first...
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
No.
Mike TV takes the chocolate bar. There's cameras and then there's cameras
Oh, yeah.
that get chocolate bars transmitted to you. Just throw that back in her face next
That's
time.
Anyway, now she gets it and she's like, now she can't go back. Someone who didn't get it. Anyway.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can't bring her into the dirty talk. It's just
There's
appropriate.
there's this one sort of prominent Apple blogger, is like a big hipster, and he, for the first 2 years after the iPhone 4 came, it's just like masturbating of how great the iPhone 4 camera is, and
Uploading shots of him masturbating and we can just watch it.
yeah,
High
and
resolution.
it's like you'll never need another camera again. And then like he had a baby, and then he took the first couple of photos of it, and it's like, what am I doing? And so then he bought a nice camera, and it's just like, now he's going the reverse way. He's like telling people off for using their iPhone to capture, good things. Yeah.
I'm really bad. I don't give a crap about camera resolution most of the
Just
time.
don't take photos at all. Just keep it up here.
Well, if I do get a photo printout and it's fuzzy, I'm just like, my skin looks nice. Like, I
You're one
don't
of those
really care.
Glass half full. aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm actually quite a bitter person naturally, but if it comes to photography, I'm like, I don't care. Like, you look
Soft,
better
blurry,
if
out
it,
of focus, cropped my head off.
I
Yeah,
look
great.
amazing on iPhone cameras. I should just set up an entire Facebook account of flattering iPhone pictures of me, and I'll
Okay.
get so
Maybe you
much
could
male attention that will be horribly disappointed when they meet me.
That ended on a bit of a downer.
Yeah.
Just looking for some, compliments.
Oh, sorry. No, they won't. They'll be thrilled.
If we can bring it back to stalking, I did stalk you for a
You can-
second.
if anyone
You would
can
never
do it,
laugh
it's
and
you.
stalk
You were disappointed because her photos were misleading, weren't they?
No,
putting it out there, I put ugly photos up on my Facebook.
I wanted
People
to.
surprised,
I wanted to
pleasantly.
link to your Twitter account on the post for the podcast. So I had to stalk you,
Me?
and it was very easy. Did it in first try, first result.
Me?
Googled Natalie Courtney Staunton, and boom. Well, I used your last name as well, but
Oh my god, that's
It was too
shameful
easy.
but true.
yeah. So if you want to follow Natalie on Twitter, she doesn't even remember a password, but you can.
What was my name? It's Natalie.
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 Yeah.
Oh,
Hung out with lots of English people and they go, Natalie. So that's how it's
Yeah, all right.
spelled.
Yeah,
But I can't remember
Natalie.
the how many
Yeah.
H's.
So, but you broke up with Courtney Staunton.
I broke up with her.
Yeah. That's why you stopped using Twitter. 'Cause-
Oh, I'm a bit over her at the moment. Do something interesting, sea stud.
Sea stud.
Stud.
Isn't she going to be on Celebrity Rehab or something?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I
What
keep
addiction?
seeing like
Oh, you're hoping.
Addiction
no,
to
she
old
is.
men.
It's like a marriage rehab.
What is that?
Because they have problems.
So Sony
funnily
PlayStation.
He
enough.
was that creepy guy
From Lost.
Green
Lost,
Mile.
but no, from Green Mile.
Oh,
Or was it Green Mile?
Green
or
Mile.
Yeah,
he was
he's
Green
in
Mile.
Green Mile.
I know this.
And he was in several episodes of The X-Files.
Yep.
was he?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
was.
he's like the creepy liver eater that would come out every...
Edward Toombs?
Was
Oh
it
my God,
Edward
you know
Toombs? I
his
think so. Like every
name.
20 years, he'd come out and eat three
He
or
was
five...
Edward Toombs?
Yes, look it up. He had the crazy yellow,
Do
green
you know what
eyes.
the name of the twins were on that show?
They were twins?
Oh, there's a really awesome twin episode.
Yeah,
I
there
remember
is.
some are twin,
Didn't
and I've
they
forgotten their
escape
name.
from like a
Yeah.
cloning facility or something?
I keep forgetting.
And they
what the
almost
name of the
caught them
twins
at a big rig like roadhouse, but they got
I just
away.
remember they
Yes, and they were little, and then they were older. There was like
Yeah,
some
they
older
aged
ladies that were
really
involved.
quickly.
and they put poison in Mulder and Scully's diet sodas, and so when they took
Teach
the
you
sip,
to
they were
drink
like,
diet
syrupy.
soda.
But I can't remember their names, and I'm trying to find out.
I don't
Really?
know.
We could IMDb.
There's a comics artist who's currently doing a one-page comic recap of every episode of X-Files,
Oh, that would be awesome.
illustrating like a one-page synopsis.
Except towards the end, just draw a pile of shit.
I stopped watching after a while, even though I was the biggest X-Files fan.
Yeah.
Is there a name for? Is it like Philophiles or something?
X-File, but it's spelled Phile.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was a questie.
What?
Sequest?
Sequest.
Yeah.
Sequest?
Yeah.
Did you know Jonathan Brandis?
Brandis died.
Yes, my mailing
Of course
list
he would.
disbanded when he committed suicide.
What?
Yeah, that's when questie years ended.
Oh.
Wow.
The girl who ran it, she lost her passion.
Oh, that's
It
so...
was really sad.
It was.
I remembered him, Neverending Story 2.
He was like
Three?
a up and comer, and it just never quite happened.
2.
Jonathan Brandis. He was in Lady Bugs, Lady Balls.
Oh, Lady Balls. I
Was
saw
it Lady
that.
Balls
Rodney
with Rodney
Dangerfield?
Dangerfield?
Rodney Dangerfield, yeah. He was on the cover like, he had the best eyes.
I had the biggest crush on
Roger
Jonathan Brandis.
And my Dangerfield mailing list just closed once he died
Yeah.
as well, so I know your pain.
Yeah.
You had the biggest crush on who?
Jonathan Brandis.
Everyone had a crush on him. Like, they loved him.
Lady Balls. And then they remade Lady Balls with Amanda Bynes.
Oh, was that a remake? Because I watched that.
Essentially. I think he was even in it, wasn't
No,
he?
because doesn't she pretend to be a guy? Oh, was that the
man?
subject?
You talking
Yeah.
about She's the Man?
That's the
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
movie.
Because I've seen that.
There's one with
Yeah.
when they're playing a girl playing soccer.
Yeah, that's
She's the man.
She's the
She's the
Man.
Man.
I've
No,
sadly
she's the man.
seen
She
that.
has to go to a school and pretend to be her brother.
Who
or something.
plays
Because
soccer.
she wants to play soccer.
Yeah,
Because
it's
she
a
wants to
soccer one.
stay on the soccer team.
Oh, I bet you.
I
Look
sadly
it up,
know
James.
Yeah, but they flipped it because in She's Got Balls or whatever. What's
Was
it?
he a
actually
girl?
based
Did he
on
play a girl
Shakespeare.
in Lady Balls?
Taming of the Shrew.
Lady
I think.
Balls. It's not called Lady. It was called Lady Balls.
Was it?
There's one with is it Olivia Diabo?
Ah,
Diablo.
Darbo.
Darbo?
Do your Count Dracula voice when you say Darbo.
That sounds like Count Von Cam.
Yeah, that's what. But he sounds like Dracula.
But he sounds more adorable.
Well, I'm an adorable Dracula then.
I named my Hotmail after him. I think I know how he sounds. And I
when you
still
were
get made
10.
fun of it.
Yes.
That's
Like,
sometimes I go back
seriously?
into my Hotmail account, look at reread some of the Questy file or emails.
Do you?
I never contributed though. That's my biggest regret because I didn't have copies of the things. Members were meant to like write a review for episodes and stuff like that and submit it to the database.
I used to
But-
watch Outpost Daria online all the time. Like all the geeks who love Daria. That's my only geek community. I was part of.
Geek community stuff online.
They had the worst fan fiction. It was hilarious. Like Daria gets turned into a vampire by Trent, and it was.
I believe that.
And I was just watching it. I was just reading it, and I was like, "Oh, this is awful. Oh God, I have to keep reading. This is hilariously bad."
I really don't like fan fiction
I hate
of any
it.
kind.
Well,
But
it was
I
the
had
big
to read
green
it.
that Olivia Darbo.
Because it was like you're obviously just horny teenagers, and you're just writing your.
What about slash fic?
What's slashing?
Don't worry.
Oh, you can't say don't worry. Explain it.
No, I think it was
I'm
just
eager
a
to
slip
learn.
of the tongue.
Eager to learn, Campbell.
No.
Fucking Google.
This is
I'm
some great
busy
radio,
looking
just
up,
us Googling.
Yeah, you guys are
Campbell
both Googling.
won't
I'll keep it
share.
alive. All right. I'd like to watch an episode of Community where all the characters swap bodies.
That hasn't been done before.
Not
Yeah,
so
I was
far.
just like,
Well, you
wow, they
know
haven't
what's
done
even
that.
getting worse, right? Is that the second good writer on Community quit after this latest season, which hasn't even been released yet, and she's moving to Modern Family.
Who's that?
yeah,
What?
I read that.
What's happened?
Megan Gunn is moving to Modern Family.
Who's Megan Gunn?
She's the other good writer for Community. She did all the gimmick episodes like the Law and Order one.
I loved the Law and Order. That is
Yeah.
my favourite one.
Dun, dun.
Except not enough Britta, but what they did with Britta was awesome. I'm all about.
Yeah, what I was going to say about Britta is that Dan Harmon says she's like one of the
rid
great
of
feminist
Britta.
characters because she's been treated as a dumb blonde, not for being stupid about, guys and makeup. She's considered a dumb blonde because she's trying to be a hippie and
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
love
that's
about
a
her.
be all-
great
wants to be all-
feminist character.
I love
raw
that she
vegan
goes
and stuff,
against
yeah.
everything that she stands for half the time. I think it's hilarious. Like at first she was too self-righteous and
and that
annoying.
episode
She was,
where
but she was
it's
made fun of then. But now she doesn't even really seem to have any of that.
She has some awesome lines every now and then. Like she'll be like, "Everybody, shut up! I need wholesome organic foods, or I'm never going to get over this hangover."
that weird sort of
Amazing.
semi-sexual storyline about her and Chang when he was a security guy, and they play that
is that
song.
song?
Hello, don't you know
No.
what you're looking for?
No.
I don't even know.
It was no.
We're probably spoiling this.
No.
Can't remember it.
Hello, was it me you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And looking into each other's eyes. It was
Oh, I love Chang. His face alone.
It's Lionel Richie, isn't
He
it?
just
Yeah,
does the
yeah.
best face.
Okay, you're right. She's the man who's about soccer. But there's another one. There's another one. There's a guy
I've
playing.
got a lot of female friends in their early to mid-20s who have made me watch She's the Man, and
the
I know
Man.
too much about it.
I don't think they show the
And it
soccer
makes
at all
me
in
feel
the
very
trailer.
old.
The cover is her in a soccer outfit,
Is
isn't
it?
It's half her looking hot,
thinking of
half
then?
her.
Amanda Bynes. What happened to her?
She quit.
She's
She's
a tamer.
gone.
She's gone.
She just got
Brittany.
kicked out of her apartment for being
Oh.
a pot smoking.
Yeah.
or something, yeah.
I thought it was just like, I'm done with Hollywood.
No.
She said that, but she locked herself in the bathroom of a cupcake store for like 45 minutes, and so they had to call
Oh,
people
who hasn't
to get
done
her
that,
out.
though? That's
and
not fair.
she's like gotten undressed or something in
I've
the
done
middle
that.
of a shop.
There's a big Amanda Bynes feet fetish community.
What?
Oh man!
Does she have good feet?
Wiki feet, I think we're discussing.
If you do Google search for an actress,
it
just
always-
any actress, it always auto finishes it with feet.
feet. Yeah. And we've discussed the website, which is at Wiki Feet or something. You can
What is
follow
so
all
good
the-
about Amanda Bynes' feet?
I don't know.
All right, people love them.
I don't understand
So she's got good feet.
Yeah, people who have a feet fetish love Amanda Bynes' feet.
She's got awesome legs. Very good legs.
It probably
But
contributes to it.
I once read an explanation for at least part of a foot fetish. In that, in your brain, I think the neurons that correspond to your feelings, your feeling centers for your groin are very close to your feeling centers for your feet. So it's why it can feel quite good to have your feet stimulated because the parts of your brain are very close to
I
each
get
other.
that.
So I don't know if that has any, is that an explanation for foot fetishes? Or...
I had a boyfriend who once saw my feet and laughed and said, "You're really lucky I don't have a foot fetish."
Oh,
He had hair on his feet, by the way.
Well,
But
as
yeah,
I think
apparently
most
I
of
have-
us do.
Apparently, I have horrifically ugly feet.
Your feet look fine.
They're not
You
beautiful.
don't have
but
fat ankles.
I do not. I
They're
have
called
ankles.
fankles.
No, cankles.
Cankles.
Oh, fuck. Fucked up that shit.
Cankles.
I went on just an odyssey of just
Foot.
the most creepiest odyssey that I'm still. I did this like maybe a week ago, and I'm still recovering from.
So it's a
and
journey
just
with you, isn't it?
googling it, I'm having.
Does this coincide with the time you got really drunk?
This is why I had to start getting drunk to just try and recover from this odyssey. There's this thing that's called. It's not an official name, called trypophobia. Have you guys heard of this? I don't know how to pronounce it.
It sounds familiar.
It's a fear, or sort of not really a fear, but you get a natural reaction to things with sort of like holes in it. And my first experience was I was a kid.
Shut up! You're so full of shit.
I want to hear this. I want to see
My
what's
first
going.
experience when I was a kid was seeing tripe at the butcher's, right? And just going, something just came over me, this emotion anyway. So, and it wasn't until
Pleasurable
literally
or
last week that I
horrific?
found out there's a name for this thing, and there's a whole group that dedicated
It's a
on Reddit.
fetish?
What? So it's a phobia of tripe or a phobia of things with holes?
Things with like
so
holes
it's
on it,
it's
cellular
not a
kind of
fetish.
deal.
Oh,
And the
It's a
ultimate
phobia.
thing that
dimpled
sends
things?
you over the level, like I'm almost having a mental. I mean, it's hard to explain on a podcast. Look, I'll put link in the notes to the group on Reddit so you can. And everyone's trying to freak each other most out with these people having it, and I had to go on there because I had to like push through it. And I was just like, I can beat this,
What's
but
it
didn't.
called
Now
again?
it's just my skin is crawling. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, trypophobia.
Oh wow, it's like the first thing that comes up when you put try in.
And you go image search, and these are the images that people react to.
I know it. Yuck.
You just get this sensation. Yeah, you don't know. You can't really explain it. It's just a sensation that creeps you
No.
out.
It's creepy.
The worst
I have
offender
no
is
problem.
there's this toad, right? Which its spawn insert themselves into the skin of its back, and then they grow inside. They're kind of like a kangaroo of joy, but there's hundreds of them, and they're little toads like coming out of the back of the toad, and it's just you watch these videos, and I'm just going, oh my god, I want to commit suicide.
I have a friend who doesn't like looking at honeycomb.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
No, I kind of get this though. It's creepy.
Yeah.
There's lots of mushrooms that when they spore, they do that. They create this like I think it's called a mushroom chandelier or a veil. I can't remember, but it creates one like that.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those.
What about a kitchen sponge for the sink?
Yeah, if you think about
I
it
don't know what that is, but it's
too much, you can do that. But it usually has to be like soft. So I get it more with the more ones with the bigger varying holes. Like if it's got consistent holes, it doesn't really bother me.
And do the holes have to lead through? Are they completely hollow, or is it like dimples? It has to be
The
like
dimples
a little
could have that
orifice and
effect. Yeah,
things,
it
doesn't
depends how much you think about it.
keep
If you
watching.
really sit there and stare at something wild with holes in it, you can
right.
really freak yourself out. But
No, I'm getting kind of
Yeah,
creeped
so
out.
you've got
I
it.
think I've got a mild case for it.
Yeah.
But I can't
Can
look
you
away.
turn it around so I can have a look? I might have a
Alright,
look.
let me get some of the first ones up because they're the best ones. I'm kind of just slightly freaked
What do you think,
out.
Jules?
doesn't really bother me.
I just like looking at this stuff and being like, oh, this is disgusting. I have to keep looking. Like, do you know
yeah, that's what I
the
get.
colossal squid?
Like this sponge.
Oh,
would,
look, well,
these
some
are the
those
kind
are
of
gross 'cause
sponge.
they're making.
That sponge would
That
freak me out.
even is
That one
creepy.
freaks me out. But
Yeah, but a lot of those pictures, they're deliberately trying to, like, they're
They're
gross
like,
because they're
"Ooh, I've got a
sick people.
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like because that's it's escalating. Like everyone's trying to find
Yeah,
the grossest
right.
thing,
Pump it
but
up.
you can trigger it with
With
just
a
really
sponge.
simple things. Yeah,
Oh,
like
I've seen the
sponge. Or like
frothing.
a strange cheese. A cheese with holes in it. And
I saw an episode of a show that I bring up quite often called Medical Incredible. Have you guys?
Yes.
Some of you might have seen it.
is this
Yes.
like
Oh, I need to
disgusting
stop looking
bodies
at
or
this.
whatever?
Yeah, it was all sorts of things. It's sort of along the lines of I Shouldn't Be Alive, which is another great show. But in this one, this guy developed some sort of a stomach infection, something. Anyway, they wound up having to cut him open, and they did something to him, and then they fucked it up. Anyway, he kept getting sicker and sicker, and it kept getting more and more fucked up. Until he wound up at this point where he had this hole cut in his stomach. It was like the size of a dinner plate. And it was just open. Like, they had to keep cleaning it with,
time.
like, bleach or something crazy because all this growth kept occurring. And it was for, like, months he had to stay in this hospital with this hole, and he could see inside his stomach, and it was just revolting. And then they would,
Trypophobia would hate that.
I know. And then he survived, and he was
Which
all
I seem to
okay
be a part of that community.
because they
now.
sealed him up, and he was, eventually they got all the bacteria out or whatever it was. It was just some horrendous infection. But then now he's got this he's got this phobia, but not of like little holes, but of holes. And he was saying like, I can look at a knot in a tree or something and just like lose my shit,
see
or
where they're
any hole,
coming
any
from.
tunnel, anything. It
I've got
causes
some
him
really
to freak out.
dumb things that creep me out, though. I get creeped out by zebras. I feel like I'm tripping out when I see them because they are a horse that has a little afro and stripes. And it
Have you
just
seen the one
doesn't
that's
look
like half
real.
a zebra?
The zonkbra?
No, it's
Donkey zebra?
it's an animal they thought didn't exist. So it's like a crypto creature.
Let me look this up.
If you look up cryptozoology on Wikipedia, and then you look up one of the ones that have been discovered, or it might even be one of the sample images. It looks like a zebra, but it's not all stripy. Some of it's tan, and I think it's got horns. It looks really weird. If you can't deal with a zebra, you won't be able to deal with this thing.
Oh, it's, I think, one of the first things. And okapi?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Does that weird you out?
No.
Oh,
No, it's zebras. Because
Okay.
they don't look real.
no.
See, the zebra part creeps me out, but the rest of it looks just kind of like a deer or something.
Tazra's just discovered daggering.
Yeah, but doesn't it look weird because it looks a bit like a zebra, which is already a weird animal?
No, I just find zebras, like, the way they move, and I just... when they're moving, I can see a picture of them, but when they start moving, I feel like I'm tripping out.
That's what they're trying to do to you, though.
Yeah, because it's like, what are you? Like, where did you come from? And they've got, like, these faces that are so animated, but, like, bored all at once. They creep me out.
There's this thing that we've discussed in the podcast before that is, it's like the opposite of trypophobia or whatever, and it's where people get this real, almost orgasmic effect by listening to certain sounds, and it's sort of really sort of...
Like the brown note, but good.
Yeah, but it's like things like...
Okay.
So people who've had this effect are like coming in their pants right now when I'm doing that.
Oh. I can imagine there is some...
And you go on YouTube and you look it up, and I can't remember what it's called, but there's whole video channels dedicated to people who reckon they make the best sounds to get people off,
Really?
But it's not like sexual orgasm, it's kind of like, I don't know, I think it's kind of like that feeling when you first go over the roller coaster.
That
Ooh, your stomach rises.
the stomach pit thing. Oh, there's just some weird people. I'm watching zebras at the moment.
Do you think the
and they're
internet's
creepy.
just, it's just feeding and enabling all of this?
Imagine
isn't it?
it would be how cruel life would be before that. You had to do all kind of weird stuff to get access. Now you can.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Speaking of watch, I've got some pedo news.
Oh, no.
Oh, what is pedo?
No.
Is it pretty self-explanatory? It's
Yes.
pedophile news.
This is another news segment I'd
Is this
probably ban at some
vigilante?
point.
No, I was just talking about the people who dob themselves in, because it is like a sexuality like gay and
Well, there's a guy north of the river in his teens called himself forward, didn't he, and said, "Please chemically castrate me. I have these urges and I don't want to act out on them."
Yeah, well, I think I don't know where it's in the article, but I think somewhere, I think maybe Spain, they did an advertising came and like, hey, if you think you're a pedophile and you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you assault someone,
Where you are a pedophile.
no, there's a difference between a pedophile and someone who's a sexual abuser. That's what the distinction is. Like,
so pedophile is
just someone who's attracted to children,
that's
just like a
describing the
homosexual.
urges.
Just because you're homosexual doesn't mean you're a sexual deviant. It just means you're attracted to that language.
Okay, so all right, I get.
So so you can turn up to these groups and they help you manage it, because it's
There's only one way to manage it: chemically castrate them.
well, there's some people request to do that. There's a great
Yeah,
doco
and I
that
think
Louis
that's
Theroux
good.
does.
Yeah.
He goes and talks
I've heard
to
about
these
that
people.
one. I just think
Anyway, so I just want to bring awareness that a pedophile is not.
So, any of our listeners, if you're feeling any urges...
Well, I don't know if we have this program in
Chemical
Australia. I think that's the problem.
castration.
Like, we need to bring attention to it.
I saw
Otherwise,
Louis
vigilantes
Theroux
will take it into their
where he was looking at women bodybuilders.
Oh, and how they
Have you
have
seen
to
that?
semi-whore themselves out, but not really.
Yeah.
Yes.
I felt sad
But what
for
do you
them.
think about getting a bit buff? Ladies, I'll throw that over to you. What do you think about ladies who lift?
I couldn't do that. I'm lazy for one thing, but also it's not attractive. Like they were saying on that
Strong
documentary.
women are unattractive.
Yeah, what do you... Yeah, that's...
I'm the ultimate-
Next on
Feminist
Feminist
Corner.
Corner.
Look, I don't want to try my own menstrual blood, so obviously I am not worthy of feminism.
You're not ticking any boxes
No,
tonight.
I'm not.
Julie's.
I admire strong women, but much like I don't really like someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger or that kind of thing of that, buff body, bodybuilding for the sake of it, I don't like it in men, I don't like it in women, but I admire strong women. I admire women that can do things, I'm built for hard labour, I can do things, and I don't like being
Yeah.
underestimated just because I'm a woman and
They
et
came
cetera, et
across
cetera,
as
blah, blah, blah.
very they came across as really nice people, actually. In the,
Except for the guy. He was creepy.
Do you like
they-
abs on girls, Cal?
Wouldn't it
I
depend
don't- I think
the
it-
girl's body shape? Because how there are those girls who have a straight down body shape. Adding abs to that would just make it look like a boy. But the girls who have the hourglass
It's all
figure, add some abs.
contextual.
That could be cute.
It's entirely contextual.
I had relations with a dancer once, and they're just like you poke them, it's like poking a rock, And I didn't,
I've poked rocks. I know what that feels like.
so I didn't find that
I've
very
practically
attractive.
banged someone with a six pack.
But then, like,
Oh, you're saying if I've poked a rock? It's...
Yeah, you
Oh, okay.
practically
I
are.
thought you were just bragging.
Yeah.
No, I was just bragging about my many six-pack conquests. Because
What do you think about pipes? Are you aware of that as a terminology? Pipes?
what's
As in a part of the body that
Yes.
looks like a part. What part?
what part?
Yes, I think I was in Japan.
The
and
woman
I
part?
No. Correction, I was reading a bodybuilding magazine in Japan, but this was a different one I was reading. And the advertisement, like all good magazines for niche markets, it's 90% ads. And I opened it up, and I like to imagine I can still see the picture, which was of the huge black guy in his arm, just, grimacing. All the ads are like that. And it said, pipes in the AM, pipes in the PM. And then it was for some body supplement. But pipes are like when veins are really visible.
Oh, no.
They call that pipes.
I have very visible veins in my hand, and they go three-dimensional.
They are quite
I would
visible.
not wish it upon anyone.
But it's not horrendous. It's just
No, I'll get them up.
you have really buff hands.
No.
You've got pipes.
Pipes.
Yeah,
In the PM.
I'll flex them up because I horrify people.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
Can we take a photo
Wow.
of this for
Nat
the
is
listeners?
piping.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
I horrify people. If I get
Stop it.
if I get dehydrated,
I respect you.
They've gone bigger.
You look like a powerful woman.
Actually, is this the side that?
Was
one
it- is it,
side's worse.
Great Expectations. That guy keeps that woman around because she has powerful hands.
Is that something that happened?
Men of
Yeah,
Perth.
the guy that the lawyer that looks after gives him money. I can't remember his name.
One of my hands is more.
So
pipey.
pipe aesthetic. What are you not into it?
I have no choice.
in a bodybuilding sense, but there's something oddly attractive about big pipes on.
Not on women. Just putting it out there as a.
I don't know, but
Well,
probably
Nat
because I'm
pumps
not
up her
attracted to
pipes.
women, I'm not attracted to that. but
Oh, wow,
if you're
they're
a
coming out
guy,
my thumb. I've never had that before.
Whoa.
This is what
I don't think
happens
that's healthy.
when I'm dehydrated. This is the vania hand. This
Whoa.
is the pipey hand.
Look how piped that is.
Yeah, but when I get dehydrated,
Ah!
because I'm so pale as well.
Oh, don't do it. You hurt yourself. That looks really...
How to make Campbell shriek like a girl.
Get your pipes out.
Actually,
I am actually.
those hands are really attractive.
Horrifying you. Yeah, for a man.
You're not horrifying me. I'm just worried about you.
But that's just normal though. Like just putting it out there. I have to drink a lot to keep my pipes down. If I get dehydrated, they go really puffy. And I'm considering when I'm older, because apparently your hands are like the big giveaway of age. And I'm not
Age,
saying, I'm not exaggerating when I say I am considering getting injections in my hands only because my hands are going to age 20 years before the rest of my body because of my pipes. So
It's like gloves.
I have too
They look
much pipe
feminine.
going on.
Oh, gloves. Yeah.
Gloves. So
I think they're lovely.
Jules is into the pipes.
I like the pipes.
I hate
She's
them.
a pipe fan. I was doing the groceries late at night. My partner and I had a groceries date, which was nice. And
Oh, do you do
married
the slow walk down the aisle?
the thing is,
looking at
we never
things?
get to do the groceries together.
You make me sick with it.
Well, no, the thing is, we had a babysitter, and we were like, let's go out tonight, but we're both tired, and we need to go. We need to
Let's go grocery shopping.
And it was great. We had
Let's
so
do
much
it,
fun.
honey. Let's go to Woolworths.
Look, things are different when you're in a stable relationship. And,
I wouldn't know
sorry,
anything
guys,
about
you
that.
wouldn't know.
Swigs more wine
Yeah, with all your
from the
six-pack
bottle.
centipede filmy boyfriends that you've been having.
Oh,
But there was it was late at night, and the supermarket was mostly empty. But
go on.
there was this really buff guy there, really buff, and he had that. He not only did he have pipes in the PM because it was late at night, but he also had that wonderful kind of male singlet that shows off the nipples from the sides, you know. And he was just waxed, and he had a very tiny Asian girlfriend.
Because
It was a sight to behold.
because a tiny girlfriend makes him look so much bigger in comparison.
he looked even huger next to
yeah,
her.
I know.
And she looked even
Guys feel
tinier
like
because
that.
of him.
Oh,
Well, he probably has small. Is it small balls or small dick from steroid use?
balls.
Balls. Small balls.
I think it's small balls and impotence.
Yeah, I've heard sexual dysfunction. Big.
But
do you guys
lots of
look
roid
for
rage,
big
so-
balls?
Oh, I've always said that. I've been like, who gives a shit about a guy with big balls? What is that going to do for you? Are they?
Well,
gonna
but I think
smack 'em
small
against
balls
you?
would look a bit strange.
Obviously, if they're too big and you've got a small mouth, they don't go in as well.
Yeah, that's often something I think
There.
about.
Yeah, not really on my list of concerns. I had a friend whose boyfriend was like
They don't need to fit
terrified
you
of being teabagged.
Oh, well, I mean,
she
it's a
was-
very sensitive.
Yeah,
Spot.
he would just like giggle like a girl and cross his legs if like she just threatened to. She's
That's
like,
so
I'm gonna
cute.
teabag. And it's, no. So she'd like, it was the reverse of like a guy pretending to tickle his girlfriend, but she was just threatening a teabagging, and he would just squeal. It was hilarious to hear about.
But wouldn't bigger balls imply better fertility?
Yeah, that's what I don't look at balls.
More
I couldn't give a crap.
sperm.
Every sperm is sacred.
So,
Blue whales
Natalie,
have the largest sperms.
Who?
No,
Really?
blue whales have the largest testicles.
Oh, who has the largest sperm?
They have testicles.
Or what has the largest
For their
sperm?
size, it is a honey possum.
You've looked into this.
Yeah.
I think it's a honey possum.
Honey
You can
possum.
actually see them. Yeah, it's a tiny creature, but they've got enormous sperm. I think
Don't
it's honey possum.
humans ratio-wise have the best penis size compared to one of the best penis sizes when you compare it to the rest of their body
I
size?
believe
Like,
so.
so even though certain animals may have big phalluses, they are big
The blue
themselves
whale
as well.
has a 12-foot penis, but it is the biggest animal.
Yeah. So it's like the size of Africa. So a 12-inch penis.
I would love to see some whale porn.
If you want to come into the museum, I
I'm
was
pretty
watching
sure
some
those
today.
90s relaxation like
Well, they're all
things.
just pickup lines.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, what you doing?
So I was going to ask Nelly, what have you been consuming?
Oh, yeah, we haven't even got...
balls.
Yeah, just bringing all the boys to the yard with my pipes, and then
I love your
she's
pipes.
the one with the biggest balls.
If I was a guy,
And the
I'd be totally
hardest
into those
six-pack.
pipes.
Look, I've caressed a lot of rocks in my
Slide your
time.
balls down my pipes.
Look, they're just waiting to be caressed.
Well, they're quite elegant when you're not.
They're
Pumping
They're
them.
beautiful.
They're kind of like a superhero feature, like
They are.
Wolverine.
Yeah,
He pumps out his.
I horrify. I'm not exaggerating when I say I horrify people with my pipes. Now I know what they're called. I'm going to use. I'm casually using the term pipes now, but I
I like
horrify
how
people.
comfortable you are with
Yeah.
it as well.
Well, I have pipes now. I've
now
had to
you
come
know
to
what they
terms
are.
with it, and now I have a name.
And the other thing is, you're probably fraternizing with the wrong people. If they're not appreciating your pipes, I know a subculture that will definitely be into
I've had some goths who've been really digging my pastiness. Like,
yeah.
I also had a friend who
Are there
had.
goth bodybuilders? You'd be onto something.
I really hope so, because
Working
my
out
pipes
pipes.
need another set of pipes to caress against. I actually met a girl who
This
had a.
is weird.
I actually met a girl who Look, I'm trying to pick up here, James. Keep it down. I met a girl who had a brother who was a neo-Nazi. So he was like skinhead, like had Doc Martens and everything. And she was just describing him one day and I said, oh, he doesn't sound very nice. And she, like, the actual word-for-word thing she said back to me was, oh, no, he'd fucking love you, hon, because he's so fucking pale. Nice. So apparently...
Hey.
I'm a hit with the racist skinheads because I'm so damn pipey and pale. This is
Crossover
why my
appeal.
future children
You can be
need
that
some
Aryan
pigment.
princess.
Yeah. Oh, except I have dirty mongrel eyes and I have blue eyes.
I think they'd be willing to overlook that.
I know.
Contacts.
Just get like a really like blue-eyed boy. And we'll just have some creepy ritual.
Oh, look at this. How gross does this look?
Oh, show it to James.
You should have shown it to him. You like that?
There's a whole...
Tropophile.
if you go to Reddit/r/popping, there's a whole fetish for people who love... Oh, that was the only thing I was watching. People is
Popping
popping
balloons?
blackheads the size of, like,
Yeah,
golf
pipes
balls.
are weird. Yeah.
No more Reddit for you.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really damaged me on that last session.
I like popping
Who was
blackheads.
it that... Oh, sorry, no. Nat,
What?
you go. What have you been consuming?
No.
No. Continue. I want to see where this is going.
No, so was it you that asked me if there was anything I'd seen on the internet that I'd regretted?
Yes.
Yes. James?
But I thought this came up in the last
Well,
podcast.
I talked
Did
about
Is there
the
anything
beheading.
you wish you could unsee?
I did when in 2006 when like
Oh, wow.
YouTube was getting big back then, and there was that viral video of the girl who craps herself in the spa. And I wish I hadn't seen it just because I got really upset for the girl. I was like, that poor girl, is she being bullied? And everyone was like, get over it, Natalie. It's a girl crapping herself. It's hilarious. And I wish I'd unseen it because I'm not actually a very caring person, so I don't know why, but I wish I'd unseen it because she just stands up.
Poo in the
And
spa.
no, it was like all water just escapes from the back of her bathers. They're all just in a spa. There's just a bunch of people in a spa, and then this girl just stands up, kind of flinches, and then brown everywhere. And everyone's jumping out of the pool looking horrified. And she just, like, before it stops, like, puts her head down and looks like she's about to burst into tears. And I've seen a lot of messed up stuff on the internet, but just because that was, like, one of my first YouTube experiences, I was just like, oh, I don't want to live in a world like this. And now I'm a bitter, horrible bitch who'll watch tampon chips.
Although you did turn it off.
What?
The tampon chick, you have your limits.
Yeah, I've got major limits. But I wish I'd unseen that. I really got quite upset by that. And it kind of scares me, actually, that there are kids that, like, that's their whole life. They've grown up with these, like, feeding off other people's humiliation videos. That's, like, the norm. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do any... You can't vomit in the middle of...
Public anymore?
Yeah. No, you know, like when you're a kid at high school and something embarrassing happens, like someone vomits. How many kids will get filmed when they're doing that?
I remember having to go home and I couldn't find any family members to pick me up, so I had to go home on the train. It's like an hour and a half train ride home from high school, and I was just like having to get off at each station, run out, vomit into the bin and get back on the train and then keep going. And in seconds.
That would have been filmed today.
Yes. And that was the last time I saw
One of the girls you were talking
the most beautiful girl in the world. Yeah. In real life.
Wow, nice.
That was my experience.
You had to get off the train and
We were
vomit.
good friends before that, man.
Did you vomit on her?
Oh, your guy who vomits on beautiful chick.
I did vomit
I've
on
seen your
Fred's
video.
girlfriend.
How
That
much
didn't go down well.
vomit are we
We
talking?
discussed this at length while watching Clueless.
How much vomit? Like a lot?
I don't remember.
You didn't vomit in her mouth, did you? That would
Well,
be
I was
the worst.
leaning over the tree and she came over to say, hey, you okay? And I sort of turned around as it came out, so just went,
And you had a motorbike helmet on at the time, didn't you?
yeah, something like that. It was something weird.
So you had the visor.
You probably
on.
remember it better than me.
No, I don't remember it. I remember being
Blocked it
told
out.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you also got vomit in the motorbike helmet, which was her motorbike helmet.
They smell alright.
She has a motorbike helmet?
Yeah, Fred
She
had that one.
Fred
for it.
one for, yeah.
Because the
Had
next
one for
day he was going to take her for her very first motorbike ride,
okay.
but because you vomited in the helmet, he couldn't.
You're a destroyer of dreams.
It's all right, James. It was an accident.
But it's a big biff between us because I was like, if we reverse the situation, I would have forgiven her straight away. Like,
What? So she didn't forgive you?
No, we didn't speak for like
Did
9
you
months.
I
apologise?
feel like you did it on purpose.
Yeah, vomiting's not really one of those things you choose
I know.
most of the time.
And I appreciate the fact that she came over to see if I was okay. I was.
It does suck that her kind gesture ended in her being covered in vomit and her bike helmet.
No, but I'm saying if it
What was
reversed the
what was the
situation,
extent of
this
your
would
apology,
never have
though?
happened because I would just been like, this is what friends are for. You can vomit on me when you need to,
Guys, our
YouTube
friendship
channels
is
of that?
not at a stage where any of you can vomit on me, ever.
I thought you were all about just getting blackout out of control and
Yeah.
having funny stories the next day.
Yeah, but
It's not funny to be
I'm a-
vomited on.
But you don't mind vomiting on people, just you don't like it back the other way.
I've been a pretty clean vomiter in my
okay.
life, I'm proud to say. I don't
Yeah,
really...
me too.
Yeah. But I would forgive someone if they apologised to me. Did you apologise to
He
them?
even went to the
I made a
server and
cake.
got flowers.
Oh, you made a cake?
Yeah, I went on that night. I went to the servo or something. I came
don't
back
know
with
if I'd want
flowers.
a cake that you
And then the
made after
next
vomiting.
weekend, when we had a gathering, I brought her a cake, but she still didn't speak to me for 9 months.
Oh,
or something
okay,
like
that's a
that.
bit-
Or maybe a year. I
Did
can't
you
remember.
write sorry for vomiting on you on top of the cake?
I did actually. I think,
Oh, that's some effort.
I know.
Wow.
I'll give you that.
although I wasn't very good at that, so it's hard to read. But
As someone who takes her cake decorating seriously, that's some points deducted.
you could teach me.
I'm actually...
So next time I vomit,
Yeah,
On
no,
a
just
go.
come to me. I'll do a vomit-themed cake. I'm more of a cupcake person, but I'm going towards cakes now. You can get out
Did
all
we
your
do
vomit
consuming?
worries.
Okay,
Oh,
we
we
were
got to
doing
you
consuming.
first.
Natalie's
We was like
consuming.
community, and then you were.
I'm...
This one's apricot. It's really good.
Oh, I want to try one
It
now.
looks just like a dry.
What are you
apricot.
consuming?
You're consuming apricot jellies.
It tastes amazingly like apricot.
Gotta
I've been
find one.
avoiding the orange because they usually taste like crap, but this is an apricot one.
Gotta have one. I'm consuming apricot.
It's ridiculously
Lion.
good. Get one.
I'm hanging out. I was
Oh
talking...
my god, it even feels like it's the same texture as an apricot.
I was talking to to Julie and James before you arrived, JJ, as I like to call them, just then.
We need
I'm
another
looking
one so we can
forward.
be like
I'm hanging out
Triple
for
J.
movie 43 to come out, just because Jules has read about it as well. Apparently, the reviews are so heinous that some critic has called it the Citizen Kane of awful movies, and so I am waiting to see movie 43 so that I can just bask in the terribleness.
Do you want to give us a bit of background? About
Can I
movie
just
43?
say
Yes.
that the Citizen Kane of awful movies, using quotation marks, it's not the first time that's been applied to a movie.
Oh,
Oh.
what else?
Well, apparently it was applied to a movie called The Room that was released.
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't
the
heard of
room.
that.
Yeah, that's the Citizen Kane
I
of bad movies.
I have to go to a room party soon. Like, my friends have been hanging
Bring
out
plastic
to see that.
spoons.
Yeah.
He was devastated. What's his name? Steve.
Oh, it's
Steve Wassell?
German. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was devastated he wasn't picked to direct the new Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Campbell said, I don't know if
After
you hear
doing
that,
The
that
Moon.
the guy who directed The Moon is devastated he didn't get picked to direct the new Star Wars movie.
Did he honestly think that one?
I mean, The Room is very popular.
I only know a bit about the room, but I know that
They
like,
pretty
isn't
much
it-
went to the second worst director in J.J. Abrams, but that's...
Oh, I actually liked. The
What
Star
about
Wars movie.
Super 8?
Star Trek.
I found it very vapid.
Really?
What movie?
Super 8.
It had no soul in it at all.
I haven't seen
Do you
it.
think so? I thought it...
Maybe if I saw it when I was younger, but
The adverts didn't interest me.
I was watching it going, okay, this movie is capturing, at least for a little while, that feeling of an adventure movie, of, of Goonies, of, I don't know, even the original Indiana
I did
Jones
think
movies.
Goonies when I saw the... Again, I haven't seen it. Another movie I'm talking about that I haven't seen. But when I saw the previews, I was thinking, that looks like they're trying to do a Goonies, but it looks really forced and convoluted. But I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, the kids, I think, worked really well together. I think that was
Elle
great.
Fanning looks awesome.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
That was
down
good.
there.
The kids were good together, and that's
Yeah.
what made it for me until the end, and then it went off the rails. But I liked it for a good portion.
You weren't a fan, James?
no, I didn't get it.
No.
The Star Trek film, I liked the acting between, was it Spock and
The other guy.
Captain Kirk. But everything else
what's
I
the name of
hated.
the guy who plays Kirk? He's really good.
Christopher Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine. He's not just... He is very good looking, like classic good looking male lead, but he is also... Like, he's very magnetic, you can tell, and that sounds like a really wanky, oh, I'm a girl and I just have a crush on a guy thing to say. But I was watching that whole movie and I'd gone in thinking, this guy probably thinks he's, a hot shit. He's playing Kirk. Yeah, he is hot
I think
shit.
Zachary Quinto was more magnetic. I was very disappointed to find out he was gay.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he was very good as well. He was just mysterious. I think he was more subtle in the sense that he drew you in a role that wasn't about it. Hey, I know, cool. So Chris Pine had more to work with in the sense that it was you more obviously fell for him. But yeah, Zachary Quinto was awesome as well. They got two really good leads. I really like Zoe
Saldana.
Saldana. She's gorgeous.
She's cool.
Duncan Jones, who I thought would be a better option for Star Wars, got announced as the director for the Warcraft movie.
What has Duncan Jones made?
Moon and Source Code.
Okay. Moon. Yeah.
And Jules, you're a video game player. Is this true?
Yes, some video games, yes.
Oh, just pick and choose thing.
I do. I don't play everything that comes out. I don't play racing games. I don't play
He played
sports
Where in Time
games.
Has Come in San Diego.
So you
As
play?
far as my knowledge goes.
Do you play World of Warcraft?
I have not played World of
Okay.
Warcraft. I have played other RPGs, but not massive RPGs, no.
Right. So you have no opinion on the World of Warcraft movie?
No.
Have you seen
Not
the
really.
South Park episode?
If it's anything like the Dungeons and Dragons movie that came out, then I would have an opinion on it, but
Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think I've seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
somebody's told me the sequel is great.
I've also
Well,
read
yeah,
that
yeah.
I haven't watched it
The first.
either, but I've read that the sequel's actually good and the first one's absolute rubbish. Even though
it
the
is.
sequel had like a smaller budget and this
And not
that.
Jeremy Irons. Was it Jeremy Irons?
Jeremy.
What a
Irons.
ham in
What?
that movie. Anyway.
Thora Birch was in the
If you're
first
gonna
one.
ham it
That's all
up,
I remember.
if
I
you're gonna
loved
ham
her.
it up in any movie, like the D&D movies.
Oh, but it's the worst.
Oh. I like the way you sneered and then picked up your wine glass. It's the word.
Filled with
We're not the
sparkling
bitter
water.
chicks.
So that's what you've been checking out?
Well, I'm waiting. Like, I've been stalking all the reviews. And I just loving reading about the carnage. And I just want to
Consuming reviews of a movie. That you
Yeah,
haven't
that's
seen.
what I've been consuming. And I was so happy when I found out Jules had as well, because we were like bouncing tidbits of information off each
Oh.
other about how horrible it's supposed to be.
Bringing it back to Farrelly Brothers and pooping unexpectedly. Have you seen Hall Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a scene where a girl loses control of her bowels and that, and the actress who plays that girl is a regular in the Farrelly Brothers movies. And I looked her up on Twitter, and she actually has her Twitter bio is the girl who pooped on a wall in Hall Pass.
I have to
It was such a mean-spirited movie. I didn't like it. I didn't like the Farrelly Brothers.
I
like
didn't-
Dumb and Dumber.
I like Dumb and Dumber, okay, but everything
else.
since
Oh,
Hall
me,
Pass just an
myself, and
excuse.
Irene was-
Look, we're just guys that are sick of our wives. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I saw a
stick
bit
our
of it,
dicks in
and it
something
seemed
more
really not cool. Just seemed like douchey guys.
They were really douchey. And
Having
once
said that,
again,
the girls-
Stephen Merchant showing up in shitty movies. Stephen Merchant, pick a better movie to
obviously
be in.
Getting buddies with him.
Hall
Oh my
Pass
god,
shit on
yeah.
the
And he was
wall.
in that Tooth Fairy movie.
Was he?
Oh,
Yeah.
with The Rock. Is that the one you're talking about?
Rock's
Yeah.
great though.
I haven't seen that. I want to see the two.
Not as good as Vin Diesel, who is a Dungeons and Dragons player.
This is true.
Really?
I love Vin Diesel.
I
For
still
that.
haven't seen
He
Chronicles
is a
of Riddick.
mess.
Do you remember there was
You need to see the
this
Chronicles.
thing about Vin Diesel was supposed to be visiting Perth a few years ago? They were announcing, Vin Diesel at Ruby Room. And all my friends, because I worked at a jewelry store, all my friends lost their shit and just started doing status updates going, oh my God, Vin Diesel is there. Everyone has to come and see. And I was told I had to go and see Vin Diesel. It turns out it was this big scam that someone in Hollywood was just contacting clubs saying, hey, we can get Vin Diesel to
Was this on the
appear
back
at
of his
your
Triple
club."
X fame?
Yeah, this is after it. We hadn't actually heard that much from him, and I was just like, why?
He's coming to
Why does
Perth.
anyone care? What's he going to do in the Ruby Room other than skeet, motherfucker? But that was just it. I'm waiting for the. I just saw the shit on the wall thing.
That's not possible from the way that she's sitting for that shit to come out that
I've
way.
seen
Isn't
some
she wearing
crazy
underwear?
toilets in my day that you're like, how did that happen? How did
Well,
that
yeah,
get
clearly
over
she's
there?
not wearing underwear.
What have you been
So
consuming,
what, she
Jules?
just doesn't realise that she's done that?
Not anything that I put in the show notes.
Oh, bullshit.
No, well, that doesn't count. Okay, I caught 5 minutes of Project Alf, the Alf movie.
What?
It was really late on Channel 7, and simply mentioning it was enough for Campbell to put it on the show notes as if it was something I would talk about.
Oh, look, you're always welcome to put...
What's it about?
DJ.
Are you familiar with the TV show Alf? Alien Life Form?
Yeah.
So this was a movie that was clearly made after the TV show
All right.
was made. It had Martin Sheen in it playing a, obstreperous army dude who wanted to kill Alf. And none of the family were involved, or from what I could tell of the 5 minutes. They were setting it up as if Alf's family, the Tanners, had been shifted into witness protection in Iceland or something. And they were just keeping him and conducting tests on him. And it was kind of horrible, and then I went to sleep.
I didn't know I have to download it.
Yeah, Project Alf, it's called.
Well, because we have spoken about the Alf TV show in the past, which is why my ears kind of pricked up.
Well, because I think I found a copy of it and I started watching it. And I thought, I'll just smash through this, but I struggled to get into it. But I remember it being very funny on TV when I was a kid.
I used to like Alf.
I was confused.
I liked how he liked cats.
Alf. I loved eating cats.
Yes, the taste of cats.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite funny.
I had an Alf doll.
Because at the time I was a dog
I
person.
found him a bit scary.
We had an Alf fridge magnet, and it was had Alf. He was in a green jacket. It was a cartoony one, and the speech balloon said, "Aliens have more fun." And we had that magnet. I honestly have no idea how long. It moved house with us. It survived at least three fridges. So, things would get taken off, things get put back on. This is
Never
like
Alf.
a decade long at least. At least 10 years of this Alf magnet. At least.
What
I
happened
don't
to him?
know.
He just disappeared.
I moved out of home and then I didn't see it again. So it was there till...
Your mum was like, they're gone.
I think I remember
throw
seeing
them
it.
out.
On your fridge?
You don't remember?
I do.
Yeah. Oh, all through high school it was there. And I'd always point it out. Check out our Alf fridge magnet.
Tour of the house?
It was amazing. I was pretty devastated when I found out it was gone. It's like an heirloom.
I saw Django Unchained.
Oh, okay. That was the other thing
Was
I
it
was
good?
kind of consuming, but
You saw it?
I've seen a bit of it. I haven't watched the whole thing.
Why do you see a bit of it? Yeah.
Illegal
My brother
download.
may or may not have just recently arrived from Thailand with certain contraband in his possession.
His address is police officers listening.
Yeah.
Anyway, please go ahead.
Thoughts?
Well, it's basically a sequel to Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, really?
No character's name, just the same sequel in terms of theme.
Like
Revenge fantasy.
Revenge fantasy set in a world and sort of
it would have been awesome
history.
if it happened, but we know it probably didn't.
No,
Well,
yeah,
the
it's
Inglourious
just
Bastards.
there's all these like sort of cool scenes that are really good, but as a whole, the movie just doesn't work at all, and it should do. Like he's given complete freedom, so he just goes weird. Like this one scene you'll notice when you see the movie, like where these Australians turn up, and you're just like, what the hell have they got to do with this movie at all? This is set in like the south of America and during the slave trading era and stuff like that. And
How do you know? Do they speak with an Australian accent?
yeah.
I mean,
Bad
even at that
Australian
point,
accents?
would an Australian accent have
Throwing
evolved?
out the shrimp
Yeah,
on the
that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know.
18,
When was
18,
it's still set
1858.
2 years
Right.
before the
So
Civil War.
1860 was the Civil War.
Because we're a young nation, like.
Well, yeah.
and we
But how long
developed
does it take
from-
to develop an accent?
The twang.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't we develop it from like a lot of Cockneys and working class English?
I don't know. What's the
accents?
entomology of it? Entomology? Provenance?
Entomology.
I've never
I think
understood.
etymology is insects?
I've never understood why
Etymology?
Perth doesn't have a
Etymology?
different accent too.
Oh, like the Queenslander?
I don't think our accents
Yeah.
are that different.
Oh, I found out that a friend of mine, she had slept with a girl from Queensland once. And so.
All your stories involve around sleeping with people.
Yeah, I just have a slutty group of friends. And
pipes like?
I just kept screaming her name in a Queenslander accent, just to piss her off. And then my sister,
How do you
like, cotton on. Have I said her name? I don't know if I should say
Okay.
her name. Okay, well, I'll say, let's call her Tennille. I just go, oh, Tennille, oh my God, that was amazing.
Sounds like a Bogan accent.
And she was just like, oh my God, yeah, it is pretty much like the Queenslander. And she was like, can you just shut up? Because I was doing this in public. And then I got my sister to join in as well. It's like, yeah, your dream twins, but not as you expected. So, yeah, I love Queenslander accents. I think they're hilarious. Beat that.
Back to Django Unchained.
Yeah, and Samuel L. Jackson. People were praising him, like, what the hell, he ruined the movie.
Wow.
Or how do you feel about Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie?
He was okay.
Okay.
He suffered the general Tarantino problems rather than
What
Samuel Jackson
problems?
just plays Samuel L. Jackson and
That's
just
all he
As
ever
an
does.
Uncle Tom.
so I didn't like that. And but it's probably worth seeing.
Is there a lot of... Now, we were talking about foot fetishes earlier. Tarantino is
Yeah.
a
Oh, God, yeah.
very vocal foot fetishist. Was there much foot action in Django Unchained?
I don't think there was. There was some very attractive women in it.
Did you see, what's her name? That girl, she's in Scandal now.
Scandalous.
The one who plays
Carl Sandilands' wife.
Scandal. No, it's
Oh.
an American show. She plays Kerry Washington.
Yep.
Yes, you
Do
see
you
side
see her
nipple.
feet? Do you see her feet though?
Side nipple?
We didn't care about side nipple. We care about the feet.
No, I don't know if you do. I don't. remember.
Tarantino sold out his roots. It's bullshit.
I wonder if Uma Thurman had ugly feet. Do you think she would? Well, yeah,
Well,
I
you
gotta
saw
say,
her feet.
there's that feet in
Yeah, her
Kill Bill.
toes.
Obviously, though, she's hitting the right notes for Tarantino because he
He's into
adores
it.
her.
Whatever.
She's the muse. the ultimate
Doesn't she have really
Tarantino
beautiful feet
muse.
and she was acting to make her feet look ugly?
She could have been.
Well, I don't know. Can people act with their feet? That was... I don't know. Can you act with feet?
I saw Die Hard.
5?
I don't think I've ever seen that film start to end before.
Oh, Die Hard 1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because everyone just talks about it non-stop. I'm like, I should see this just
And?
to see what people talk about. And I don't get why people are...
Really?
Huh.
It's a movie you had to watch in the 80s.
Yeah, again, it's one of
Yeah.
those things you have to see in
I
context.
kind of like it because I've seen it with people who.
But then
are-
I was a
full on into
massive, when I was a kid, I was a massive Beverly Hills fan, and that was made before Die Hard, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
And
Eddie Murphy
that was meant to be a
just
comedy. It seemed more badass than
I was
Die
thinking
Hard.
about Beverly Hills just yesterday. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, at first I thought you were talking about 92 and out.
I thought you were talking about Beverly Hillbillies for a moment. So.
I was getting all excited. I was
Beverly
like,
Hills,
Shannon
the
does
Beverly
this?
Hills Cop trilogy was like my Star Wars when I was a kid.
I was thinking Beverly Hills Cop is... Sort of
Chucky's
Bad
the
Boys
line.
is like the new Beverly Hills Cop, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
I
know they
guess
haven't
so.
made a
Yeah.
Bad Boys in
Yeah.
a while, but if they make a third one, it's sort of like... Because it's so about the place it's set in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's really
I
like...
was surprised that I liked Bad Boys 2 so much.
Bad Boys 2 is like amazing.
It was like really
Oh.
funny.
It is
The only
so
funny, the only good thing about Bad
incredible.
Boys 2 is when it's
The
referenced
rats
in Hot
fucking?
Fuzz.
Oh, I forgot.
No.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember
the
that.
helicopter scene, and it's like, this shit's getting serious.
I do love Hot Fuzz.
No, I reckon Hot Fuzz ripped that off.
Well, yeah, it
Well,
did.
in a parody, that's what
From
parody
Bad
is.
Boys 2. Which is why the only thing that's funny about Bad Boys 2 is when it's ripped
In a
off
way,
in-
parody
Oh,
can be
ripped
one of
off
the
in.
greatest forms of flattery.
When are they making a Bad Boys 3?
I don't know. I was hoping they would make it
Is it
instead
Will
of
Smith and
Transformers
Mark
4, but
Lawrence?
he's making Transformers 4.
And he's finished Pain and Gain.
Yeah.
Which
I assume so.
I've actually
Yeah.
been sold on
Yeah.
when watching the trailer.
So yeah, it's annoying. I don't know
It's like a
why
white
he's
Bad
making
Boys.
Bad Boys Transformers 4.
I don't know why
Is he
he made one,
auditioning
two,
Oh, yeah.
female actors by getting them to wash his car?
three again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay.
I'm sure you could do that for Bad Boys though.
Rosie Huntington Whiteley, is that how you say her name? Like, I know that she wasn't hired for her acting skills, but she was so atrociously bad at acting. You know, you're in trouble, as a lot of reviewers
I
say.
thought she was better than
When-
the other girl.
No,
Megan Fox.
no, reviewers were actually saying, you know, you're in trouble when a reviewer is pining for Megan Fox's acting. And I was watching it going, yeah, Megan Fox, for all her failings of, like, you know, slagging
Everything.
out her boss, she was better than
I felt sorry for her. I thought
But
she was a
the
bit
opening shot of the
wrongly done
film
by her.
is
Yeah.
you looking at her gap in 3D. It's pretty amazing.
at what?
her gap.
If you look up the
What's a
gap,
gap?
on Facebook,
What, cleavage?
No, it's the when you a very fit woman's legs straight
the
and
gap.
makes a
Okay.
love heart.
Yeah, that doesn't. Most real women don't have that.
No, that's what I'm
Oh.
saying. This is like
The gap.
this shot is like.
Undernourished people
so
have the
that
gap.
doesn't freak you out? That sort of...
I'm not a gap fetishist, no, but this is why they put it in the film, just to do this one shot with a gap
Yeah, but
in
there's
3D.
Victoria's Secret has many angels, so why did they?
She's just the latest one they wanted
The
to
only one
promote.
that
She
agreed to be in a
wasn't-
Joe Bruckheimer
She
movie.
just wasn't a good actress. Like she's gorgeous. You cannot deny
I
that.
follow her on Instagram.
But she's just not an actress in any
Stalker
sense of the
on
word. I'm not. So where
Is she playing a Decepticon in this film?
No, Isabel Lucas, but that's the second one.
She was. See, she's a good example, Isabel Lucas. Like I'm not that
Nice
sold on
eyebrows.
her, but she's beautiful and she can act a bit. Like there are attractive women in Hollywood who can act.
I don't know. Home and Away. Is that really good?
I think...
I don't. Like I said, I don't think she's a.
I
Great
think Michael Bay is
actress or anything.
probably a little threatened by women who are able to act.
Yeah.
Just it got embarrassing after
I
a while.
Don't
watching
think he's
her.
had any decent female actresses in any of his projects.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson. You know?
I don't know, like
Yeah, keep going.
But Megan Fox, since
What's
she
the
left,
girl in Bad Boys 1?
Tia Leone.
Tia Leone.
Man, she's...
Oh, I
she's
liked her. That voice.
Our woman.
Oh, I know she's got an awesome voice, and she just seems cool.
She was
Her
cool.
voice.
She was funny.
She married David Duchovny. She's got that.
Well, I don't
Sex
think they're
addict.
together anymore.
No,
They-
not after
they-
his sex addiction.
I thought they split up and then.
I've
Got
been
back
watching the
together.
new
So I'm
season
not
in
sure what the
California.
status. Can you look it up?
I've been watching the new season of Californication. It's going okay.
Is that just like a bio project?
I just can't.
Of him,
Stay with
kinda. Although, did he develop the sex addiction after so getting involved with his character from California?
Tia Leone Feet is the second search when you look her up, by the way. Oh, new Jurassic Park movie.
Jurassic Park 4, we need to
I'm
talk about
so
this.
excited. I remember I think there's a couple who are writing the like a husband-wife team who are
It's
writing.
not like Fran
the-
Walsh and Pete Jackson.
Is it the Farrelly brothers?
But
Is it the
Wachowskis?
Wachowskis?
That would be cool.
I got to get this up. But
I like
yeah.
how they're very much in public now that she feels comfortable with her sexuality.
But choosing like
Gender.
Lana, call me Lana.
Who?
The former.
Oh, his name
Larry.
was Larry, though. Yeah.
They never
I
used to
know,
do interviews in public that before her sex change. You know, they were these big mystery people. You know?
They still can't make a good movie.
Oh,
What's the last film they made?
Speed Race is like one of the
Johnny
greatest.
Yes,
What's the
something
last
really
movie
bad.
they made?
I haven't seen it, but Cloud Atlas, and
Yeah,
people
and
say
it's
that's
widely
crazy.
panned. Yeah.
It's like the Tree of Life, but with
Oh.
space.
Hey, I
aliens.
liked what's the one with the mask? The Guy Fawkes one.
Oh.
Oh, Vision Vendetta. I need to see that. Okay, do you want to hear something really bad though about their movies? I saw The Matrix 2 and 3 before I saw one.
They don't count.
I know.
The universe stops at
How?
the Matrix 1, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then I saw the original, and I was like, it's good, but I really feel I've done a disservice to myself by seeing the second and third.
I'm with Jules on this.
It was just.
It ends with one. You just...
Yeah, I
would've given
remember
it
just
two. I didn't
seeing.
mind two, but
No, well, I had no idea what the first one was about, and I remember just seeing the second one and just being like,
It's
what is this?
sad
I'm so
because
bored.
the third one makes the second one look really good.
at the end of the second one, I saw it at the cinema, and the whole ride home to my country town was talking about all the possibilities. The Matrix within a Matrix within a Matrix. Everything you can think of. And then you watch the third one. Oh, it's a Jesus fucking allegory. It's ridiculous.
I remember
Waste.
me and Campbell, while we were waiting to go to the midnight things, had this massive conversation about what's going to be, and that would have been a great podcast if we podcasted back then.
It would have. I think Squandered Promise sort of, that never kind of came into its own. The first one was just so...
Yeah, but the first one's pretty good by itself. Like you,
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
first one
exactly.
is
it doesn't really.
self-contained.
I still
doesn't really
enjoyed it.
hurt.
I still enjoyed it. I was just, the whole time I was thinking, yeah, ripped off.
But I quite
'Cause
like
no one
the second
saw
one.
it with me when it came out. Everyone went off.
Oh,
and
this is what I was
saw
going to talk. The person you're replacing, Fred, he fully aware took his girlfriend to see Episode 3 Star Wars, even though she hadn't seen any of the others.
So she didn't
Episode
know.
3.
Episode 3, yeah.
So she didn't know. She had no idea how everything
Revenge
pans
of the
out.
Sith.
and
Yeah,
knew
so
that
she
it would
saw the
ruin
last
everything.
movie.
So, saw the last
Having
of
said
6
that,
films.
you can't really go through pop culture life at the moment without knowing the biggies of the originals.
Well, this is true, but he had the opportunity to sit her down and do the proper screening order.
Like you may see these movies and then these movies.
Does he have no respect for his partner?
Is she a geek?
He's just does some things that we can't. He reckons it's what's it, autism or autism?
Asperger's.
Asperger's, yeah.
Was she pissed off when she realized?
Well, she doesn't know.
Confused. She had no idea
How would
what's
she know
going
she's
on.
pissed off? Because she doesn't know what she's missing.
Did you guys
How
point
did
out
she get to
her
that
she should
point
be
without
pissed off?
having seen any of the Star
Well,
Wars
because
movies?
My dad
back
made
when they
me
were coming
watch them.
out, they hadn't been in cinemas. They're only available on VHS. Like,
Yeah, it was difficult.
would you want to see it on VHS? Yeah.
Well, yeah, before DVDs, that was the only choice I
Yeah,
had.
my dad made me. It was part of my education. I had to see them so that he could then take me to see episode 1. Had to
But,
happen. He refused to let it.
But there's, people have been talking about like, what order do you watch them in, and people saying now you should watch 4, 5 so that you don't get spoilt about the spoiler. If you've
watch...
somehow escaped that spoiler, then watch the original trilogy, then finish off with Return of the Jedi at the end.
Just watch
And some people just
all
skip
the
number
originals
1.
Yeah.
and then just don't see any
Don't
of
watch
the
the
new
new
ones
ones,
because
yeah.
they suck and they're needless and pointless.
I'm keen to see some of the supercuts, but the re-edits that people have made of the new trilogy. Because apparently there's a couple of cuts that are really amazing, where someone's compressed like the first like films 1 and 2 into one film, and then film 3 stands on its own, and things like that. And apparently they've fixed a lot of issues and just by cutting stuff out and reordering things, and it makes it much better.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like episode 1, a lot of people just don't even watch that because they skip that altogether because don't actually.
Annie?
You can skip it altogether and go into 2 and think 2 is the first movie of the new trilogy and not miss anything.
Yeah, there's probably
Because the only good thing about the first one is like Qui-Gon Jinn, he gets killed off. So
I don't know. Jar Jar Binks was pretty.
I was going to
awesome.
say when Jar Jar shows up in the Senate in the
Wasn't
second
the
one.
worst.
He was.
How would you know who he is?
He bugged me.
but you don't need to. You just know him as one senator because he's not really referred to. It's just like, oh hi, it's the
What
senator.
about the big Gangnam boss that speak like this man?
Well, I'm all for episode 1. I think it's great.
No, I don't like the
It's
new ones.
terribly flawed, but
I'm very much influenced by my dad. He made me see the originals and then he hated the new ones. And so it's like inbred, like, you know how there are people who are racist because they grow up like with hick racist parents? My dad bred hatred in me for the new Star Wars films.
Oh, I think all good parents do.
now I will watch some more Louis Theroux catching up on his stuff, and Fred's talked about this before, but he did a follow up on his porn one.
Yeah, it showed 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
The first time we did the podcast.
I'm waiting
I
to
had
argue
tape it.
that.
Yeah.
Haven't watched it yet.
Don't ruin any of the surprises. They all come.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I wanted to watch it because not the tagline, but the preview was saying, "Is porn dying? Is this the end of porn as we know
it
it?"
pretty
Because
much
of
is.
Well, I've wondered. I mean, like, why?
What?
Why do people
What?
buy it?
professional porn as
Because
of-
amateur porn has taken over.
Oh, right.
But there's also even amateur porn's wearing out because there's so much amateur porn out there that if you started watching all of it from
Do you really need to add
back
any
to
more?
back, it would take you 300 years.
People aren't going to get bored and
you
run
don't
out
have
of
many
amateur
that
porn.
orgasms in you. At least guys don't.
There's a Tumblr called Disinterested Cats in Amateur Porn.
yes, I've
Yeah.
seen.
So good. It's just all these cats in the background and they're like licking
But
themselves. They
what
get
I
involved.
found interesting, they said that in some cases the VHS copies of porns outsell the DVD versions because the only people paying for porn are old fogies who have never
VHS
upgraded to a DVD player.
Do you remember that gentleman's belongings that we somehow acquired, or that Matt acquired off the side of the street?
Yeah.
We have a friend called Matt. His last name will remain unspoken. But no, because he actually works for the government,
Yeah,
a political party.
boys in.
Oh.
He's a
He's
political.
He's a political figure.
Are you
But-
going to make some money out of this?
No. But he noticed outside or around in his suburb that there was was it Piers that did it? I think it was both of them
It's
together.
probably both of them, yeah.
That someone was, for bulk rubbish, removing a large quantity of items that were of interest, and they took a couple of suitcases that were filled with paraphernalia, and it was of this gentleman. What was his last name?
I don't remember.
He had like he
I know.
was an Italian guy,
Yeah.
but he'd passed away, and it was quite a few of his belongings. Among which there was a pipe, so they used to start smoking
A
it.
pipe. Did someone say pipe? Holding my hand
You
up.
just have to be careful because when you're like, I've got great pipes, they're thinking, oh, you've got your
Yeah.
vagina checked at the.
Well, I do.
Yeah, that's what they
I
think.
do.
They don't think vocal cords.
I am clean as a whistle, people. You could serve breakfast.
But among
all
it-
night.
Getting
among
an
his-
image of you, James.
Among his possessions were quite a quantity of pornography.
That looks
It was pornography. There was a call card as well from Greece.
all right.
Remember, for like a few brothels?
Oh,
It
really?
was like a brothel map or something
Yeah.
from Greece. There was quite a few salacious
Oh,
objects.
wow.
And then a few days later, they went back to see if there were more things that they could collect. And there was a note on the side of the road put up by the family saying, "These are his possessions that we're throwing out. Please do not take them." Please stop taking them. So
So they had to intervene and just be like, were they saying that they could take whatever was on the side of the road? Like, just.
no, they were saying you're not allowed to. It's for bulk rubbish. Stop taking his personal possessions. They're for the bin.
Why are they so protective of it?
Well, because had bags of pornography and stuff.
Then why didn't they dispose of it in a more.
They never expected our two friends to come and steal it.
If I had something like that I had to dispose of and I was embarrassed about it, I wouldn't put it on the front porch.
Oh, well.
Or I'd go with it and do a status update saying, hey, if you want bulk
Check it out.
old porn,
Bulk
come to
vintage
this
porn. Put it on
curbside
eBay.
collection.
I got some. I don't know whether I was thinking I should start a new corner. I can give tips on how to pick up ladies
With abs so hard
with
you
my
can flick them like a rock.
extensive skills. Tip number 1.
Stalk
Oh,
them.
no, how many are there?
This is just 2 for this week.
Okay.
Get a wedding ring and just wear it.
Okay.
What?
Pair-
If you want to attract bitches,
No, but people go, oh,
I
he's
wish
married.
I wish we could capture. We need a webcam for your eye rolls and your sneeze, Jules.
'Cause
You would attract women who don't have to worry about.
they don't find them threatening because they're like,
Yeah,
oh, he's married.
because you're
Yeah,
married.
Yeah,
So you might have a normal conversation with them.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
And then,
But then
I kind
later-
of cut a guy off if I meet him and he's in a
well,
relationship.
no, I'd be nice to a person.
No,
when they
as
come-
in sexually.
But yeah, no, I'm not
they
gonna go
don't
after them.
ever get past that wall in my mind of, they could be.
Yeah, but eventually
It's like,
you
nah,
get talking to him.
friend
Eventually
zone.
it comes up that, oh, you're divorced, but you still hold on to the ring
Sorry,
for
did
But then you would have to make up an
sentimentality.
entire
Did you just say
backstory.
friend zone?
Yes. Locked
Is
in
that
the
do you have a
friend
problem
zone.
with that?
What?
Did we talk about nice guys and friend zones?
Oh, you
No,
and everyone
this
else
is-
on
Yeah.
the internet.
I put
Have you missed the
I
whole
put
friend zone
taken
phenomenon?
guys in the friend zone. Okay,
So you have a friend zone.
for taken guys. Other than
It's not
that,
just a taken guy zone
it's for guys who are off limits because there are either
in a relationship.
yeah, there's some kind of relationship keeping them. That's pure friend zone.
Okay.
Absolutely no
I
question.
thought we spoke about the friend zone on this podcast.
I haven't talked about
Friend
it.
zone theory.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A
I mean,
guy,
it's a pretty
guys
big
are under the
issue
impression
and
that nice guys all get put in the friend zone, bloody blah blah blah. And there are girls out there who are like that, but they get bored of it very quickly because non-nice guys are douches. So
What's the second tip?
Second one,
Share your wisdom.
so a girl gave this to me, and I
can't wait to hear this.
and I wish I could credit her, but I forget her name. But basically, you should buy.
Just know her,
tip.
you just
Remember
know
the
her
names of
bedroom
the girls.
windows because you stalked her.
You should buy some contact solution and keep it by side your bed because a girl won't sleep over if she has to keep her contacts in all night because it gets freaky.
But do you
I don't
want
know,
her
I
to stay
can't-
over all night, or do you want her to leave as soon as you're done? Think about that, guys.
I don't know. It depends if you want to
Says the
snuggle.
male chauvinist pig, Natalie.
I've got a book for you. Female chauvinist pigs.
I've heard about that.
Good book.
I want to read that.
That's what you'll be consuming.
Yes.
Oh, not recently.
So there's my tips for.
So
Wow.
make yourself unattainable and then provide
Prepare
for the
for
visually
air-
impaired.
What's the word? Unthreatening.
You could just
Find
not
guys
be
not in
threatening.
relationships threatening. Yeah.
No, but girls
don't
just
be like,
assume
"Date
that the
me,"
guy
when
wants
you
to
meet
bang
them.
her if she's.
But you
Well,
meet
that's
a
an
lot of
automatic
guys in
assumption.
relationships and you get a sleazy, dirty guy vibe
This
from
is
them.
true. I mean, it's not going to fix all your problems. It's just a tip, you know. It's all these 1%ers that add up. This is what this
You could-
corner
It's
is
like
gonna be
that.
about.
There's that expression, dress for the job you want, not the one you got. Is that sort of like what you're advocating here?
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
marriage.
Best
Yeah.
saying.
Just be like,
Yeah.
this is aspirational here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not actually married.
But what's
This is
going to
an
happen if you guys
aspiration.
start dating and then she starts asking like, oh, do you pay alimony? Is this going to be awkward? Do you have any children? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, now we're getting married. Should we look into your past wedding license? And then you'll have to say, actually, honey, I
I
never
lied to
married."
you for the first 9 months of our
I lied to
relationship.
you when you met me. Our entire relationship has been a lie based on that
You just have to
first
keep
You've been punked.
the lie going.
Keep
Never
it lie
ends.
going.
Yeah.
Just keep it escalating.
Got to be a good improv actor.
So you're just gonna organise all
We
the
also
paperwork.
you had a surviving Armadale tip earlier. I can't remember what it was. It was quite
Oh,
good.
yeah.
This is Natalie's surviving a bogan tip.
Tip number 41. Goon, if you're really short of money and still a functioning alcoholic, Goon mixed with Fanta is not palatable, I guess, but consumable.
Yeah.
You can actually get it down your throat without vomiting.
Wow.
Yeah.
But aren't you then just drinking more than you?
Do you know what,
liquid
though?
than you should be?
The people who taught me this were a bunch of preppy private school kids from Tasmania. So they were all like quite well off. They just moved over to WA and were doing the whole, we're going to all rent a house in the middle of West Perth. So it's not like they were poor or anything, but they were just poor in the sense that they didn't have
Being
enough money
economical.
to buy top
Weirdest
spirits. They weren't Darrow end of the train line kids. They were like, preppy private school kids, but they would have goon parties. They just
Did you bring this-
partner
did
went
you bring
to
this
high
back to your
school with
people?
people that used to
I
shoot
took it back
up
to my
white
people.
wine,
Shoot up white wine.
What?
inject wine into their bloodstream.
Is
Because
that
they couldn't get any heroin?
safe?
Is that safe? I'd say no. I'd say
But what would they do?
That
to you?
reminds
Would it
me-
do anything to you?
well, that'd just put
I mean,
alcohol
wine.
directly into your bloodstream.
Yeah, but it's still white wine. It's still, the alcohol level is still.
yeah, but what does
really
that do
hit
when
that-
it's
How much are they
strong?
injecting?
I don't
if
know.
they're-
I don't
it's
know.
just a syringe. It's
Wouldn't that make you
Yeah,
just
but
not be able to
surely-
drive for a lot longer?
I don't know.
That's it's
I do not know what would happen if you
Yeah.
injected.
it's a great segue for our favourite segment. Have you used a vodka tampon yet?
Not yet.
what's a vodka tampon?
I had a friend who tried to get me
no, I
to
know
do
what a
that.
vodka tampon is.
She got really excited. She's like, "Oh, I did a vodka tampon, and it was like ridiculous. It
Can
was
we get her on the
insane."
show?
No, I'm not saying her name.
Wow, someone
But she
actually
tried
did
to
it.
get me to do it,
I thought it was.
and I just refused.
Well, it'd be very clean.
It'd be for science.
Well, first of all, if I did it, she's so
Alcohol?
open.
It'd
Her
be for the
life is an
podcast.
open
Her
book.
sex, so-
She'd tell everyone. So even if I was that way inclined, my basic shame factor just kicks in and goes, "No, you will be known as."
Which
vodka
side
tampon
did you
girl."
put in?
What?
Which side did she put it in?
Where a tampon usually goes.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if a guy,
what, really?
if a guy
No,
does
I
it,
thought you did it in
Yeah,
your
guys
butt.
do it as well.
yeah, but you do it.
Stop all that menstruation that comes from my butt.
I
yes.
think, she said it
No,
burned.
Oh, is that what you do?
no, I thought with a
Said
vodka tampon,
burnt.
you soak it in vodka and then you put it in your butt.
Yeah.
Just a tip, because
Because the
I saw
membrane's
this on
quite
Law and
thin.
Order. Get the
drink it.
applicators, because they were trying to figure out how this girl, they had a functioning alcoholic corpse, and they were like, oh, she did vodka tampons, and it was just showing silly men who work in CSI don't know how women's stuff works. They kept dipping tampons in vodka and they kept exploding like little sheep every time they hit the vodka, and they were like, I don't get it, how did she insert them? And then the clever woman CSI agent came along and got the applicator. So if you are thinking of doing this, you take the applicator.
Man, we got tips.
Yeah, you put it in
See, I
there
would've done it all wrong.
so it can't all puff up, because it can't puff up in the applicator because they're made of plastic. And then
What, ramming it with the
Insert.
plastic? What?
applicators?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you dip them in vodka or water or anything, the tampon won't puff up in there. It's only when you release it wherever it may go, that's when about a few seconds after it's
I
being
prefer
released.
liquor in my mouth.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I mean, what's the effect of a vodka tampon? I mean, is it any greater than just drinking
Functioning
vodka?
alcoholics will use it because it means they can just get drunk or get the effects of alcohol without anyone smelling on their breath, seeing them having
Smell vodka.
Yeah. Well, they just, I don't know, they just do it. Like,
Just,
women do it.
It's a fun thing to
in
do.
CSI
Clearly.
episodes.
Just the thing people are doing. It's
People like sticking things up their
I
butt.
just
people have.
I just don't see the problem with... Who? What?
Just people are anal. You know?
People are...
Into anal.
Anally oriented.
All right, I've got about 6 more minutes. and then I
Okay,
head
questions of the week. Do you guys think pole dancing will be an Olympic sport one day?
off. Yes.
It
No, I don't know. Yes.
I don't know if it will, just because will the, like, Olympic Committee ever get past the whole sex industry
Well, how do you
thing?
think the BMX used to start?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
used to be BM
Yeah, but
Triple
sex,
X.
And
sex
the-
industry...
The pole vault.
Yeah, that used to
To
be.
flip up
I
and
don't
try
have
and
sex for
land on
money.
it.
Yeah, but yeah, they do.
30 Rock. Sorry.
A lot of them do.
But anyway, the sport of pole running has gone off and it's amazing. And I'll put a link in the video of this girl doing this amazing
Oh,
maneuver.
it takes amazing fitness.
Yeah.
I just think that
Probably pipes.
So does ballet. That's not a sport.
it'll be decades, I reckon,
Oh,
just
yeah.
because they won't get past the whole.
Decades. So Nat's optimistic.
Yeah.
I was thinking
But
hundreds of years.
will we come to a situation
Bring
where, okay, we're in our 60s, it's in the Olympics, and we're explaining to our kids, hey, this used to be a sport they used to perform in, well, they probably will still do.
Swimsuits today, were
In strip clubs.
obscene.
Yeah.
6
Aren't they really
years ago.
conservative now? They're full bodysuits.
Oh, the speeds. I mean, swimsuits in general.
Oh, okay.
Like 60 years ago were drowning material.
Well, you look at how
Please.
Well, not
sexualized
60.
our culture is.
Yeah.
Imagination.
You know,
I just think like the Olympics seem very protective of maintaining their whole, we are a serious.
No, they let BMX in.
BMX
It's all
is
out.
cool.
It's all downhill.
Well, it started going downhill when they let rhythmic gymnastics.
What? Oh, no.
wanted to be-
You've walked into the wrong room here.
My
the
first,
greatest
fucking
sport there
ribbons.
is.
my first dream job was to be a ribbon twirler in a rhythmic gym team, and then I
Rhythmic
realized that the job
gymnastics
prospects
is the
are
best
zero.
sport, the best
Olympic
segment
sport,
in
yeah.
the Olympics.
It's just,
Ribbon and the ball.
it's immense
Artistry,
artistry,
skill.
athletics.
I couldn't care
I just
less
sit there going,
who can run faster.
Do not. No.
That's what I do.
No, you do that for the real gymnastics, not for the.
What?
No.
They just sit there on a little,
Oh, they just sit there, so
a little pipe going on.
Yeah,
they
that-
do two moves and get off, and I'm just like,
Oh, they do. Or twirl
I
the
don't know,
ribbon
they-
around and do
And then see when it
do
goes
10
wrong.
minutes of entertainment. They're face the
Ice
crowd,
skating.
you know?
Ice skating.
I
does
think
that
it's
though.
ice skating, figure skating. I think I couldn't care less who can run 100
See, but
meters
the thing about
quickest
pole-
or who can run 200
Pole
meters.
dancing
the
is
quickest.
it would have to be like figure skating
Get
and
rid
rhythmic
of-
gym style.
yeah.
You'd have
Get
to
rid
do
of- it'd be a
entertainment
Get
as well.
rid of sprinting. You're just running in a line. What's the skill in
Oh,
that?
yeah,
Oh.
sprinting. Down
Anyone
and
could
sprinting.
do that.
Kathy Freeman, like I couldn't beat her at that cycle.
At least she ran in a circle.
I just think like because rhythmic gym and ice skating make you do like an artistic thing. That's why I think pole dancing won't make it for quite a while, because people are never going to get past the sex industry origins.
Maybe it could be a sex
Even though it
thing.
is.
Why don't we let sex into the Olympics?
You mean
Sex
it's not
Olympics.
already?
Wow. They, in
So
Japan.
I
many
don't
people will
film
be
if
coming
they
forward
do that.
going, I need to
I think
be
in
on
Japan
the
they
team.
do it. They have sex competitions.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if other people do it.
Jules, you've lived in Japan. Jules in Japan.
In the morning.
That could be.
Well, my time during the
Sorry.
Sex Olympics in Japan.
That could be.
Reporting live from the
Tip
Japanese
corner.
Sex Olympics.
And he's mounting her. And they're going. Good.
Is that the daggering that we're seeing?
Oh, disappointing. We were
Bold
hoping
move
for
from
full
the Caribbean team.
penetration. I think that's going to go against them in their final score. They do like proper, full-on sex.
He's working those double rings.
Campbell,
Alright.
you want to know
Yes.
if your space shuttle had a fatal defect? Would you want to know?
Yes, if you were launched in a space shuttle and mission control just after launch, you
Yeah,
found
I
out
read
you would
about
not be able to
that.
return to Earth. This is because of the Challenger
Columbia.
disaster, which has
Columbia.
Columbia. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary.
Columbia 10-year anniversary, and now they're sort of going, oops.
Well, haven't they only just revealed, or maybe it's old news that they were trying to rehash as new news, but they were talking about how they had to decide whether or not to tell the people in the ship.
I think just before it launched, there was a discussion at NASA, a hypothetical, if something happened, what should we do? And I think the head at the time was like, we won't tell them. And they didn't realise. And when the what was it, bit of foam that fell off during the launch, the analysts all looked at it and were like, no, that will be fine. And so they didn't think there was a problem.
They were just like, a bit of foam wouldn't do much damage.
They underestimated how bad the damage actually was.
Yeah, so they were like, it's all cool. And they didn't expect it to
And I think it had happened before.
Destruct.
And it was all safe. So they were like, foam falls off the rocket all the time.
It's like a big Nerf thing. It just goes up.
But the problem with the Columbia, it was a combination of things because it was a really weird flight because they had the International Space Station by then. And
they
normally...
could have fixed it if they'd...
Well, normally what they would do is... like they would have done this before, but they also made special provisions after when the shuttle fleet came back. But you would fly to the ISS space station and dock to it, and all 7 people would get on board, and NASA would just smash out a new shuttle because they have an ability to smash one out and get it ready in 30 days.
Oh wow!
What?
And literally, you would only have one guy in it or 2 guys in it to just fly it up there, and he'll pick up the others from the space shuttle and bring them back. But this particular mission, for some reason, they weren't going to the space station. They were just going up and playing with spiders. And so they just came back down.
I thought they had been to the space station.
No, not in this mission. That's why they couldn't stay there. Because I bet you they could have said...
Well, yeah, I know that they didn't have the energy to get back, to get to the space station when they realised.
So perhaps that's why. And normal on other missions, like the Hubble mission, they would actually have... Because you couldn't get to the ISS, this is afterwards, the Hubble missions, they would have a second shuttle actually on the platform ready to go if something went wrong because you couldn't get back to the ISS. And so it would be the Hubble launches were quite spectacular because you would see 2 giant shuttles on each platform and only one would launch, of course. But I always thought, especially I also watched a documentary last night on SBS about the moon landings, and it wasn't that good. It's called Shadow of the Moon. But I was kind of disappointed that no one died on the moon, 3 astronauts died just on a test, like a countdown test, like going 10, 9, 9, boom, they're dead. I'm like, wouldn't you rather... If you're going to die, you'd rather die on the moon and be this legend that your body's up on there. But do you know Gus Griswold or whatever his name is? No one remembers you.
But if you did die on the moon, wouldn't they kind of insist on bringing your body back?
No, that would be
I'd
like the
leave
first
a note
grave.
and be like, leave me up there.
Because it would be bad press saying...
They would probably bury your bodies when they got back there.
I wouldn't even want to be buried. I'd want to be sat like in the lotus position.
I'm just saying...
Looking totally awesome.
You were lotus birthed in, you'd be lotus deathed out.
Plug my placenta back in. My parents have got it. I'd get them to space shuttle it up.
As far as PR goes, wouldn't, like, whichever body it is that's taken that ship up, wouldn't they just be like, no, we're not leaving a body on the moon?
Well, they do on Everest all the time. They leave bodies on there. Yeah. But you're saying, in the article, you're saying astronauts would probably prefer to not know so that, hey, at least they finished the mission, they're coming back to Earth, and
rather than as soon as you get up, it's like, you're fucked.
Yeah. And
but then all these other people were like, no way, these people are basically like engineer, military scientists, like geniuses. If anyone's going to figure it out, it's going to be them. And they're going to like fight the whole time to survive.
Yeah.
And, all of NASA would pull together and everyone across the states would be like, whoa!
Apollo 13
So, yeah, Apollo 13 style. Everyone's seen that movie.
They were actually, when I read a
Pulling Apollo 13
on the Daily Mail, which is just the best journalism ever, I was reading the comments section and there was someone who pretty much wrote, I don't know much about space travel, but I can't help but think of that movie, Apollo 13, and how everyone banded together and cooperated and managed to save the day. You've got to think about it. And I was like, surely NASA would have thought about that, and like there's a reason that they didn't.
But they did tell them. I mean, they told them that the foam had fallen off, but they didn't. It was a hypothetical. in the end, it ended up being a hypothetical
I think
anyway
they played
because
down the risk to them.
they didn't realise the risk. Like the guy,
I
the
thought
guy who
towards the
talked
end
about
they were aware
this,
of
he
it.
said his
No,
boss
I
came
don't
to him
think
and
so.
said, "This is a."
I don't think they...
Oh.
Oh, no, sorry, you keep talking. Sorry. Sorry,
I thought in the article
Microphone.
that we all read.
I read the Daily Mail, so I don't know if you
No, it
guys
doesn't
read a
matter.
better
Doesn't
one.
matter.
No, Daily Mail is awful.
Keep telling your story.
Doesn't matter. Can't remember the details.
There was on the subsequent flights with those ISS rescue missions, right? What they did is they put a little special. They built a special cable because the space shuttle actually has 2 cockpits that, and because they have 7 astronauts and the 2 cockpits work together to get it home. So what they did on the subsequent post-Columbia flights is they made a special cable that connected the 2 cockpits, and what they would do is they send the all the astronauts home on the new shuttle that's hopefully not damaged as well, and then they would the crew on the ground would fly this space shuttle home using these special cables that link the 2 systems together, so they can just pilot it home and to see if the space shuttle would get home safely without anybody on board. Cool bit of trivia.
Didn't the Iranians just shoot a monkey into space?
Really? Like recently?
Yeah, it was just on the news.
There's some cool pictures of it, I think.
Didn't
Yeah,
they have an
but
article
that was
I think
about
it's
how
Iran, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Didn't they
It's
have an
Iranians.
article about how they choose the monkey or chimp?
They were suggesting it was a
Was it a
different
lottery?
monkey. That the first photo had a monkey with a mole, and the photo of its, upon
There's
its return, was a
conspiracy
different monkey.
theories
They
already.
think
The monkey
we won't
died in
know.
space.
Yeah.
That's what I.
Well, they
No way. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
There's
look
monkey
at that. We'll talk about it next
conspiracies.
week.
Well, that's
Iranian
just the. I think the other day, Iran announced they've built their first stealth fighter, but they sent this video across, and people proved that it was actually a toy that they were just flying around in a paddock,
Shut the
using a
fuck up.
camera to make it look like it's Top Gun or
Shut
something. Yeah.
up. Or
I'll
did they
try
just
and put that
film
in
the
the show
sky,
notes.
like an empty sky?
Yeah.
And
Well,
just
didn't
go
they just,
like,
like-
it's so good, you
Yeah.
can't even see it.
Are we sure that they didn't just refloat that American one that they stole? Or they crash landed in Iran and they made off with it? Was that Iraq?
Isn't that I Dream of Jean?
What did you just say?
No.
Iraq?
Well, they do border. No, there was an American.
similar
An
names.
American.
Was
I
that
don't think
in
it was a
Broken
stealth
Arrow?
fighter. No, it was. Some sort of high-tech American plane went down and. Oh,
Yeah, it was
China.
Iran.
It was Iran. It was
yeah. It was
And then
a
they were gonna
drone, a stealth drone.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
See, I don't make shit up. Most of the time.
Yeah, they captured it.
And then they were going to sell
In a
the
butterfly
technology to
net?
China.
I like to
And they
imagine
went,
them catching drones.
American, they're not very good at looking after their secret technology. Like they captured that Iran drone somehow, and then I think it just basically decided to land by itself on an Iran airfield, and because they obviously got it didn't crash. They obviously got it intact. So how else would they have got it?
Are we sure it's not defecting?
And when they went to do. When they, went to kill Osama bin Laden, they crashed the stealth helicopter. Even though they weren't met with any resistance.
Stealthy helicopter.
It was. No one had ever seen the helicopter until it crashed. So the Pakistan's just picked it up and stole all the designs.
Maybe they're seeding all these nations with their
Faulty
technology. Either faulty or like, you land this little plane and they pick it up and you let it in.
Something's
and then
that's got a
bomb.
massive design flaw that the
Too many
Americans
conspiracy
can
theories.
exploit.
Segueing into Julie's question of the
Oh,
week.
that's a lame one.
Are there any popular memes that you are not thoroughly sick of yet? There probably are, but to get back to the previous topic, one I'm not sick of, and I don't think I ever will, is these images of American weapons just doing ultimate destruction. It just says, "Get a nice dose of freedom."
I have never seen
I haven't
Okay,
seen that. and I
head
need
of the
to see it.
Separatist podcast. There's
any that I'm
American
not
weaponry.
sick of. I like a good Rick rolling every now and again.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
Even
And
when
with-
it's annoying, I'm like,
and with
oh,
distance,
still respect.
like I get quite surprised now when it happens.
I was at a warehouse rave,
And you got
it got
Rickrolled?
Rickrolled. Like just suddenly it started playing,
see-
and I did a check-in status update saying this whole place just got Rickrolled, and it wasn't until like a week later one of the guys who'd been there with me suddenly noticed it and gave it one like, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, best
Maybe they just
call
wanted to dance that
ever.
song.
Yeah, but it was still a Rickroll. Like they
guess
just played that bit.
technically, yeah.
Like, but it
Oh,
was,
so they didn't play the whole song.
no,
okay.
just that bit. And so I was just like, oh yeah, I've made
I
such
thought
a
they
good
just want to
call.
put that on, and then everyone's like, "I'm gonna give you,
Yeah.
take you down."
But there were like all these guys who I knew there who were like they're into music, and I was like, yeah, they'll all really get this. One of
No
them
one.
gave a pity like maybe a few other girls
Sad.
I'd been there with liked it, but I really expected the guys to just back me
Be
up
all
on
over
that
it.
awesome call.
The guys with their six packs and pipes.
No, the hipster
Yeah.
music boys.
Jules.
I'm one of those smug people that still loves just going first world problems to
Yeah.
everything.
Oh. How do you even go on the internet?
I don't know. I
was
just
gonna
say in real
say.
life. I don't indulge in memes online. I'm sitting on the bus and on a Saturday night trying to get home because the trains aren't running and everyone's drunk and really aggro, and I'm just sitting there all zen and smarmy and hipster going, first world problems, just relax.
It's like,
But that happens in third world countries as well.
Yeah, but
Everyone's
they
drunk
don't.
and, like, public
But they
transport's
don't,
shit.
they don't stand there getting shit. Oh god, I'm never taking the train again. God,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
a lot of that. And then the driver got lost.
The
So-
train driver?
No, the bus driver.
Oh,
The driver got lost, so it was
That's
hard to maintain my
incredible.
zen-like first world problems thing because I just wanted to get home. But generally, I'm a big fan of first world problems.
First world problems.
I'm a lol cat.
Oh yeah,
Well,
lolcats.
I will never get
old.
sick of them.
Although the captions don't seem to be funny anymore.
Yeah, it's got to be a good one. Like all memes though. Like there's some terrible ones. I
really
the Willy
don't
Wonka
like
one.
the
I'm sick of it.
postcards.
Oh, I'm over it now.
I've never liked them. I really don't like them now. I'm all over
the
it.
museum postcard.
Oh,
You see them on
those, like,
Facebook a lot? Postcards, they either
Yeah.
feature a black and white graphic from the 50s or a black and
Oh,
white style in
those things,
Victorian
yeah.
etchings.
I don't even know what this
yeah.
one means.
And it
They're
says-
female empowerment.
Oh, can I
Yeah.
just say I don't like this actually kind of draws into what I don't like on Facebook. Mothers who keep talking about either breastfeeding
Breast is best.
or
Agents.
what is it, inoculations. I don't want to hear about it. I am
What? Just being anti-inoculations
Just-
or just talking about it?
just trying to start fights with other mums about
Oh, Campbell. Last episode, 30 Rock, they
What?
because she gets children, she goes on the internet to ask for advice, and it goes down how you had explained it.
Yeah.
People
How
just
I explained.
being nasty and going, you can't win because someone's like,
Oh, you can't win with parenthood on the internet. You can never win. It's awful. And if you put yourself out there, it's like, and it's you're always trying to do the best, and then no matter what you do, there'll be someone that kind of chimes up and goes like, "Hey, you made the wrong fucking choice there."
Oh.
And you're like, "Oh, great."
My problem
As if you're
isn't-
not so already
Yeah.
filled with doubt and
Yeah, yeah.
crushing anxiety.
See, my problem isn't so much these issues. They are big issues and everyone has an opinion, blah, blah, blah. You're entitled to it. My problem is, like, I know a girl who would write statuses saying, hey, does anyone know any natural, organic, like, alternatives to
Tampons
inoculations?
to soak in vodka to stick up my
They're
butt.
called moon cups.
Oh, yuck.
Hey.
Oh, they are disgusting. But, yeah, she'd write a status saying,
Like bait.
do you have any organic options to inoculations? And then she'd write down, and by the way, I'm asking for alternative options, not for your opinion on what you think I should do with my child's body. You don't know the research. I do.
Yeah, but you're not.
And then she'd do links to all of these organic, like websites that were saying, oh, if you do any of this, your child will die of leprosy, even though they said they cured it. And it's just like, do you know what? You can have whatever opinion you want, but stop courting like little mum spats online. That's what I'm sick of. I like the mums who can just be like, hey, here's a cute pic of my kid.
Yeah,
Leave
I
it at
can't
that.
be cool about immunisation though.
Oh, we're going to start
Sorry.
some shit here.
I know, I can't be cool about it.
You are the problem. Well,
I think in
but you
Korea
don't
they've
go
wiped out
online.
measles because everyone gets immunized there.
But you don't go online and go, I hate immunisation.
Actually, I do sometimes. Every once in a while,
Camel.
no, not immunisation. I hate non-immunisation.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I was thinking on
You
the
guys were
inside.
in a panic, and I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Well, I was just like, I don't agree with you,
really
but I'm
worried
glad
that
that
I
you
would
don't
have
put it
to
on your
stop talking.
Facebook.
No, I'm like 100%. There should be forced immunisation. It shouldn't be optional. You shouldn't even have the religious grounds to.
Well, this
opt
girl
out.
who was
I
always
think it's.
picking fights about it. This post came after she deleted.
You guys were looking so
I
panicked.
was really worried.
Yeah, she deleted a guy because he'd actually written when she'd written about I'm not going to inoculate my children, blah 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 blah, and he actually wrote, he like poured his heart out and said, "Hi, just thought I'd maybe point out to you, they've been friends in high school, just thought I'd maybe point out to you that when I was younger, my doctor pinpointed that I had an allergy to one of the ingredients in one of the inoculations, so I couldn't get it, and as a result, I got I couldn't get that inoculation. It was for something like
Mumps?
I think whooping cough.
Oh yeah.
And he said,
Ever heard a child with whooping cough? That's
yeah,
a
and
lot
he
of
said
fun.
I think he described the parents as dipshits or something. He just said some dipshit parents, hippie parents at my playgroup decided not to inoculate their child. He got whooping cough. I got whooping cough. I just think you should know that I spent 2 of the most painful years of my life with like the effects and then after effects of whooping cough because 2 stupid parents decided that for whatever reason they thought their kid was above inoculations, and it very much affected me. So maybe you should think about that. She then starts writing like, okay, fine, you can have your opinion, blah, blah, blah. She starts writing things like, again, you don't know the facts, I know the facts. And then she actually wrote, and if these so-called immunizations work, then why do these diseases still exist? And just a flurry of comments after going, because idiots like you don't immunize their kids. No, if they're so like it's like you do realize they're not this magical thing that just spread. But she
send her that career thing. They've wiped out
So that-
measles
yeah.
because they have a
Well,
98%.
but they could get
That's
measles
polio.
again because like the world is smaller.
Yeah.
Obviously, Korea's a bit more like, but the world is smaller. People are traveling more. We travel to Bali all the time. Like, if you don't want to inoculate your kids, fine, but don't broadcast it all over Facebook so you can start fights, and then your kid will be known as the uninoculated kid at school, or the breast is best kid who has a million photos of them when they're 4 years old being breastfed because you thought it was your democratic right to show. I can't. I am sick of mums doing that. It's this big trend at the moment, and they are just.
I love the double barrels when they got twins. Did your mum do that? You like just going,
Yeah.
I got 2 babies.
Yeah, she did. Do you know the Canadians have a term for that with drinks, double fisting, when you have 2
Wow.
drinks in your hands? So I said, so
that's
Mum,
what that
you were
means.
double fisting. And she was just like, oh, Natalie, don't be so vulgar. I'm like, yeah,
wow.
it's still funny. But yeah,
Was
that's
she
what
referencing the Canadian or the US kind of?
double. What do you mean?
I don't know.
That's an interesting poem, double fist.
But yeah, that's
Is it?
Is it really?
just Canadians all over the world going, hey, double fisting it. It's like, you sound
yeah,
like
look.
bollocks.
It's all fine.
But yeah, my
until someone gets whooping cough.
But they have little like cards. I can't believe I've actually found one about breast is best and all that, and just trying to hijack like lolcats and stuff like that and make it about immunizations and breastfeeding. And it's like, bugger off. I'm sick of hearing about this. Yeah, you're a mum. Guess what? People have been procreating for millions of years.
Yeah, I think with the breast thing, the only thing I get frustrated about is people that are like, "Ugh, gross! Don't be doing that in public." Like,
Yeah.
like I care. I don't need to see that. Or there's places to do it, and public isn't one of them. And it's sort of
I don't
like people
understand
that are like,
that.
I'm all supportive of breastfeeding, but there's a time and a place.
Well, there
And
was
it's like,
there was an
well,
article.
Yeah, when the baby's hungry.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
the baby needs a fucking feed.
There was an article recently that said that women in like we're Gen Y, aren't we?
I contest that.
Are we Gen Y? Yeah. Well,
I believe I have more right to contest it than any of you
Why?
people. Well, because I'm older than you.
no, you're Gen Y. You're with me.
No.
You're not Gen X.
How do you tell?
Well, it depends.
Gen X is
Some people
yuppies.
have said Gen
What
X
a-
ends at 79, I think.
Mm.
I contend that it ends at 81.
You don't.
Is
want
that
to
so
be
you
part
fit
of
into
Y.
it?
Yes.
I feel
I don't
so
want to be.
rejected.
You're not like me.
Oh my god. There's some tension on our side of the table.
As the only Gen X here.
Well, I think Gen X's might be a little bit included
But culturally,
as well. Your mum
what's-
was still around in the 70s. Our mums all probably
Yeah.
bathed topless, and they did this little article just saying our generation don't
What's
any-
Nirvana? Who do they belong to?
Gen X.
Yeah, Gen X. Gen Y are trying to claim it, but it's a hipster thing.
No, it's Gen X.
Yeah, it's,
I
Well,
got
Well,
People
they were Gen X, you know.
yeah. Gen X were.
Yeah, but I know there was a distinct cutoff line at my age. Pretty much, I know some people, family friends who were older than me, who were just huge Nirvana fans, and by get to my age, some people have the album just to say they're cool, but they just never got it. They're not genuine
Not
fans.
Die Hard.
Not like Die Hard.
They're
No.
not.
Really cool.
Yeah.
They have that one, like the kids our age have just that one with the baby on it. That's it. Is that the only one they made? I don't know.
the best
No.
ever. that Nirvana album, the one with the baby on it.
The sequel was better.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know if they actually did another one. I don't think they did.
All right, I gotta go.
Yes, okay. Well, let's
Sorry,
wrap it
Frank.
up. You can find us at fangingaround.com. There's a listener mail section on the website. You can
Please send us photos.
send us mail, various things. There's so many options there. You'll go crazy. You go nuts, and you'll go, yes, this is life. Interacting with some Perthians from the other side of the world. Already getting some messages for next week. So thanks for tuning in. For the live listeners, Campbell, where can find you on the internet?
CampbellWhite.com, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Get into it.
Yep. Natalie doesn't know her Twitter name, but I found it for her. I'll link to it in the
Natalie.
Natalie.
I'm off the grid.
Off the grid.
No,
grid.
you have Twitter.
Yeah, and
I follow you on Twitter.
3 fans is all I need. That's
All right.
that's fine. Thanks.
Natalie, what does that trigger? That movie with Hugh Grant. He's the Prime Minister.
Actually.
Love Actually.
Like, yeah, it's like Natalie. The girl.
Is that the cute
Natalie.
secretary or whatever?
Yeah. Okay.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.
Every sperm's sacred. Imagine that.
Every time you masturbate, you're aborting 1 billion babies. That's what you have to think about.
Mass murderers.
I
And
know.
they were
And every
all
time you
viable.
guys ovulate,
Yeah. Murder.